now.
I'm not here. I'm over there.
Well, thank you very much. Welcome to FG Con's Savage Pathfinder, Asterix, not Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. And I hope you have a good time today. Just as I say, we'll just have some fun, and this will probably be the last time I trot out my own version of Pathfinder that we've had for a few years, and before the next time when we do something like this, it will probably be using the proper stuff, and half the characters won't exist yet because they have their class edges don't exist, but I'm sure we can make them up with professional edges, which I've done here. So I will hope we have a good time and a good game. If there's any questions, let me know. Has anyone not played Savage Worlds before? Not a problem if you haven't, just helpful to know at the start.
Me. There you go.
Valorous. Okay, no problem at all. Any questions, just ask away, and I'll remember that you don't necessarily know what you're doing and try and be a bit more helpful when the time comes. Basically speaking, it's easy enough, really. As you've noticed, all your stats are dice pretty much. Unless it's combat related, all you really need to do is roll the dice. And if you get a 4 or better, you usually succeed, except in combat, where you're going to have to be trying to beat their parry or their toughness. Other than that, the rest of it, Fantasy Grounds will do a nice lot of the automation for you, but it's a nice, easy system anyway. And I'll try and remember to be helpful as we go along. But in the meantime, let's see if I can work out... Oops, that's images. Let's see if I can work out how my adventure starts. Parry 9, toughness 9. Yes, he is. Yep. No, parry 9 and toughness 9 means basically, as it says, you're the hardest to hit and the hardest to put down. Sela's got the same toughness as you, but her parry is not as good, so we shall see.
Hasn't Valorous got dodge as well?
Does Valorous have dodge? He's got block, combat... No, he's got combat reflexes. And first strike. Oh yeah, first strike, very important. Don't let me forget you've got first strike. So if a bad guy walks up to attack you, you get to hit him before I get to hit you. It's very annoying from my perspective, and I do always forget players have it.
You know you like counterattack and two-fisted ambidextrous as well.
Yep. No mercy just basically means you can anyone can re-roll damage, but you actually get to do extra damage when you re-roll. Soldier doesn't really do a lot except increase your encumbrance and negate strength penalties. Weapon Master is the one that means you do more damage when you hit hard. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyway, as the adventure starts, the party the party will assume the party has adventured together and you know a bit about each other, but as characters, players, you probably don't know much about your characters. So in my simple tradition of going left to right, we'll start with Celtiel, the Magus. Please introduce yourself, share any information you want to share, and keep quiet anything you don't. It's obviously what the rest of the party knows about you.
Okay, let me read my little thing here.
Or just make it up. Don't worry about it.
Well, he's kind of a quiet loner type. He's a half elf and a spellcaster. He's also pretty good in melee combat. So that's about all you'll know about him.
Indeed. In pre-third edition terms or pre-Pathfinder terms, he's a fighter. He's a fighter mage, really. But obviously, Pathfinder went the difference would make him a magus. That brings us to Valeros, the warrior.
I prefer to be a lover over a fighter, but when I'm drunk, it really don't matter.
Fair enough. That brings us to Sione, the sorcerer.
Well, Sione's from all over, kind of a nomadic type of person, and is covered in tattoos, head to toe, face, everything. On top of that, she's a little bit odd because of her nomadic stance and might react strangely at times, unpredictable.
Well, thank you very much. You've been very quiet at all the chat in the earlier, so hello, welcome to our game. Sela, the paladin. Or Sheila, I should say.
Sela.
Sorry.
That's fine. Sela is a paladin on an atonement quest for a bad deed done when she was far too young to know. Despite anyone trying to convince her of that, she simply won't have it and remains on that very atonement quest.
Well, thank you very much. That brings us to Jarell, the swashbuckler.
Jarell is a half elf. She lived on her mother's ship, her elven mother's ship, until she was 13 when some unfortunate accident caused it to sink, and Jarell is the only survivor. She made it to shore. She ran the streets. She likes to fight, but she doesn't seem to be the least bit interested in becoming a pirate like her mother was. She's got a wicked sense of humor. She'll tell you that once she makes a friend, they're friends for life with her hand on her rapier.
Well, thank you. That brings us to Lyrianne, the gunslinger.
Yes, Lyrianne is she wanders around seeking adventure, pretty much, and she's a half elf, and she's loyal.
And she's like, okay, that brings us to the quietest member of your party, Lem, the bard.
Shy one.
Lemmy is a halfling bard walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what he thinks he's gonna say, reminiscing this and that, and having such a good time. Little alley. Sorry, was I singing away to myself again there? I'm terribly sorry about that. Oh, it's just a thing I have to do every now and then. But I got such a nice voice. None of you are gonna really mind about it, are you? I mean, after all, why wouldn't you be here if it weren't to be entertained by me? I mean, after all. I don't like to talk about the past. I mean, the past, it's all behind you, isn't it? I mean, devils and demons and being a slave and things like that. Not exactly an interesting thing, is it? Well, but you won't catch me talking about it. Having to starve and scrimp and save and walk uphill both ways to school and back and things like that. I mean, it's absolutely a thing I would never talk about. I mean, don't I like to talk about myself at all, so I don't. Where was we going again?
Perfect.
Like I said, shy and quiet. And last but no means least, Thumbus, the alchemist.
What, is there a password?
Pathfinder. Oh, well, we're going to have 9. Someone snuck in.
No, that was Mac. I just I haven't been able to get in.
Okay, yeah, it's Pathfinder with a capital P. So actually, we've got two sneakers in, but I don't care. We'll more the merrier. We'll just have to try and be efficient. So by all means, join us. But anyway, Thumbus.
Yeah, I is Fumbus. I like mixing things and making them go boom, and usually they go boom over there, so it's all okay. If you has a problem, I can also help you some too, so it's all good stuff. Fumbus plays off as a lot dumber than he actually is. People tend to think of goblins as small and dumb and violent. He plays that up quite a bit.
Well, as the song says, "Go out a tree ain't bad. You are small and violent."
Yeah. From arcane background perspective, pretty much most of your powers are literally the same as they are written in the book. The only difference is you've got sort of ranges on them because you throw them rather than you cast them and stuff like that. And the idea is you literally are mixing them together on the fly, if that makes sense. So your power points are like your ingredients, and you're literally mixing them all together. So when it fails, it's maybe a case of you realise just before you've started that it didn't work too well. So you've actually gone, actually this isn't going to work, and you don't waste all your ingredients for your PowerPoints. And obviously when you're spending PowerPoints, you're possibly finding stuff. If you want to put a bit of trapping on it, you don't worry too much in the real game terms. The only other one you really need to think about is on some of your ones where they're area of effects is how you've managed to, again, trappings I don't really mind too much, but how you've basically managed to poison everyone except your fellow party members, if that makes sense, if you've select something with the selective power. But obviously it's something you've obviously planned in advance, so it's not a problem. But if you want to come up with explanations, I don't have a problem with that. So basically, you barely heard the voice over the sound of the cold wind rattling the shutters of the lakeside inn and the pop and crackle of the fire keeping you warm and drying your clothes as you sit huddled around the table, letting the heat return to your limbs. And you will have to won't worry too much, it's just too nice a map not to use. So you find yourself in the lakeside inn, and where's the combat tracker, which I can then add all the players to, and then I can add you on. Add to tracker, add to PCs. There we go. So again, this one is so by all means find some tables to sit down and around or be milling. I don't really mind. As I say, it's a setting thing at this point. But the voices of the other patrons, as I can't spell enter today, enter are as muted as yours when you first entered, as if the cold had drained the very volume from them, leaving the inn quieter than you would have expected. Again, the howl of the incessant wind becomes the loudest sound in the inn. I say! The voice was louder this time, making itself heard over the background sounds. I say! Excuse me! Yes, you! It is you, isn't it? Hello! It goes, it is you, isn't it? It's Valeros! Yes! Well, why, I haven't seen you since the incident with the Golden Chalice. I mean, that was quite an adventure you had there. I was relieved to hear you managed to escape the temple and stop the ritual. I don't suppose you still have the artifact. I know someone who would pay a pretty penny for it, you know. Looking around, you all see a halfling dressed in a fine blue coat and green breeches. His blue eyes are sharp and full of life. The grin upon his face is wide and warm. He seems friendly enough. He obviously knows you, Valeros, and you recognise the tale from your past. But for the life of you, you have absolutely no idea who this fellow is. I see you've made some new friends. Well, allow me to introduce myself to them. My name is Nim Bragos, trader, dealer in curios, at your service.
Well, my friend, what have you been doing lately? It's good to see you again.
Well, yes, as I say, I've been... as good fortune has blessed me, as I gather it may well have done to yourselves after that incident with the chalice, after we all got away and I settled down from the life of adventuring, and I've sort of had set up my own trading emporium and dealing in all things and stuff interesting. And well, as I say, it's good to see, and actually I think quite fortuitous. And the halfling calls out to the waitress and orders a round of drinks for his friends, old and new. And then he looks gravely back at you, his smile fading.
Now, don't you be doing that now. No, don't you be doing that. That's the kind of face that gets people into trouble. Right, we don't want the drinks.
Nim looks a little, seems to be ignoring the loud, obnoxious halfling over there, and obviously focusing on Valeros and looking also towards Sela, who's obviously with the holy symbol emblazoned on the armour and everything, obviously identifies herself as a paladin and goes, I'm glad I found you. I need some help.
See, what did I tell you?
Well, Nim, what type of help are you seeking to?
Well, I hired a group of up-and-coming adventurers called the Red Drakes to make a rush delivery of a special order to a port town beyond the Rhymespire Mountains. But due to the urgency of the delivery, I paid top coin for them to go through the treacherous but speedy Frostfall Pass, which lies a day's march into the mountains. But
they stole it. And they stole this money.
It's going to be the dangerous kind of help.
No, not at all. But they're now 2 days overdue at the port, and I worry something terrible has happened to them. I mean, a blizzard's forming over the mountains, and it'll be in full force by tomorrow night. If the Red Drakes are stuck up in the pass when it hits, they're as good as dead, and I fear for them. I'll pay you each 300 gold a head if you can recover the item for me. I'll raise that to 500 gold a head if you can bring back any of the Red Drakes alive. I don't want their deaths on my conscience.
Just out of interest, exactly how long will it take to get to the path?
We did say days march into the mountains, didn't we?
Exactly. And it's tonight now, and the blizzard will be in full force by tomorrow night. which is a day's march away, and then anyone that's in the pass is as good as dead. I told you that it's not going to say it has anything good behind it.
I think 300 gold per person is a little cheap.
Well, unless
he's not intended to pay anything, is he? He's sending us a day's march into the mountains, where in a day's time, anybody that's there is going to be dead.
No,
Now, you brought your winter's clothes, didn't you?
Well, indeed, I would
Yeah,
hope so.
winter clothes for wearing nice and warm next to the fire, not out in the path.
I don't know if he throws in a couple kegs. What do you think?
Well, obviously I'll stand you for as many drinks as you could muster if you bring back my package, and more importantly the red drakes. As I say, the package is of importance, but obviously I don't want to be the cause of these people freezing to death up in the pass if something bad befell them.
What exactly is this package?
Over what time period?
Now, which question to answer first?
How many were in the party that have gone missing?
The Red Drakes. Yes. Well, yes, they consisted of 4 adventurers. There was Thalia, a tiefling witch, Garland, a dragonborn mystic, Brugger, a half-orc warrior, and Iovus, a human. Well, I think we'll say we'll call him a rogue or an acquisition specialist, shall we? There's a slight twinkle in his eye as he says that.
I think I think you should give us 500 each now and 500 more, and I think we've got to go now, haven't we, if we want to beat this storm.
And I did owe that question about the package.
Well,
Yes, what is the package specifically?
I'd rather not say.
Well, you can't have us marching to our death and not let us know what to find.
And Nim says this as he looks around, and then he sort of says, look, you never know who's listening, but I assure you it's not dangerous, but valuable to only me and the person I was delivering the item to.
Is it a living thing or a dead thing?
The item in question is very precious to a young man of noble birth. I'm afraid I cannot say any more.
How big is the package? We don't even know.
Pretty sure you can. It's more than she knows.
It could be his betrothed.
Well, indeed, it is no more than I can't remember how big I said it was. Let's say he holds out his hand, showing, sort of implying it's about about 1.5 feet or so big package.
Well, nobody's cut his crown jewels off and put him in a box then, unless he was very blessed.
But yeah, so
Thank you, Lem.
So
Is there?
We've got to beat the storm, haven't we?
Yeah.
And if there's no sense, if there would be no sense that Sela was thinking that he was being dishonest, then yeah, I would agree heading out earlier than later.
Are there any attractive women in this inn?
possibly, yes. I mean, I would say there's probably 1, 2, 3 at least in the party. 4, including Sela. Sorry, she wears such sensible looking armor. I forgot. So I'm sure there are.
She's quite pretty, thank you.
I'm just trying to find out what's more distracting: the ale, the quest, or the women here.
Well, indeed. I mean, obviously, some of you will have, we cursed with interesting hindrances, which means you could bear to leave someone out there when you need to help. But obviously, other ones may need more convincing.
So essentially, what you're saying is we need to go up into the mountains, find these 4 adventurers that have got themselves stuck up there, and this package that is only of any value to yourself and some nobleman somewhere else, right?
Yes. But think
and for that, you'll pay us 500 pieces of gold and as much ale as we can drink in an undetermined length of time.
I will say also, Sione thinks 500 pieces of gold is a ton of money from her nomadic background,
yes,
and is interested in this quest. So that is one attractive woman interested in going on this quest. If that's
Lyrian's an attractive woman as well. Lyrian is an attractive half-elf, Daddy. And,
all right, so when are we leaving?
She wants to go now. She's saying, let's go now. Let's go. We got to go. Yeah, it's 500 up front and 500 when we get back.
No, that's not the deal. It's 500.
Look behind you. It's fine.
He doesn't. He will basically have to gather the money together and pay you when you get them back. And he'll be.
We don't need money to take this anyway. We can just go. Let's go. I want to go. I want to go on
See where this is going. That's not when we get back. That's if we get back. He's bargaining on only having to pay some of us.
Jarrell reaches over and thumps Lem on the head.
Would you stop doing that?
Then we're in a hurry. We got to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to go on an adventure.
Nim also, being a trader in curios, and obviously this goes. He basically also says, "I can obviously provide you with any gear you need out of my own stock, but time is of the essence. But if I have the supplies and you need them, I'm more than happy to provide them for you. I want you and the Red Drake safe before the blizzard does its worst."
Do you have any fur cloaks?
Or a job lot of rings of protection against cold by any chance?
Mundane gear or supplies. So yes,
We
obviously
need some cloaks. We've got
cloaks.
food.
Yes, yeah. Food. He will
warm, don't we?
happily provide clothing and food. So you, from your perspective, you won't have to worry too much about the absolute. Vigor says for tramping through the cold, as it were. So he will provide winter clothing for any that need it, or extra clothing for those that whinge enough about it. Not looking at anyone in particular.
Got any sledges and huskies?
I'm afraid not, and it will be a. Besides which, the fastest way up to the fast. He also basically sort of describes the lay of the land, and the fastest way up to. I've forgotten the name of the pass. Was it Frostrime Pass? Frostrime Mountains, wasn't it? And I've forgotten the name of the pass. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but is basically there's a trail which is only basically climbable by mountain goats and humans, but it will be the quickest way up to the pass.
Frostfall. Yeah, okay, we're going on
Pass,
foot.
yeah,
Go. I'm by the door waiting to get out.
Only climbable by mountain goats and humans. Right, who's giving me a piggyback then?
Humanoids, Mr. Pedantic.
Nalaros can give me a piggyback. I'm sure that'd be fine.
That's absolutely fine. Yes,
Run faster and keep up with us. That's all right.
It would, yes. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I only just saw your request about the password or that you texted me ages ago.
That's all right. That's why I was a little late popping in. No worries.
That's okie dokie.
I signed up on time. I'm with
you. Do you want to give yourself a character introduction, seeing as you arrived just after we finished them?
Sure. Ezrin is a caster, a human caster, and doesn't want to hold the party up any further, bothering you with the backstory, but he is pursuing his aptitude for the wizardly arts and looks forward to adventuring.
Well, thank you very much.
And Lem, I'm doing this to quiet you down. Is any among the casters, got the ability to create fire if we get stuck in this frickin' blizzard?
Are you really asking that question?
Yes, I really am.
I think we got a few.
I have some fireballs I can fire off. I've got some scorching rays and burning hands, but nothing that wouldn't do damage at the same time.
But those burning hands, at least you could warm Lem up if he gets too whiny, right?
Well, indeed.
Have you met your gunpowder for crying out loud?
And actually, to be honest, I know I said, "Oh, this is Pathfinder for Savage Worlds," but I do. One of the things they have put in that I do like is the idea of cantrips. So, if you basically you can cast cantrips based on your powers, and basically, so obviously, if you can create fireballs and stuff, you can just create flames and stuff. It only costs a power point if you critically fail it. So you make a spellcasting roll, there's no power point, and the cantrips can do any minor action. They can't cause damage or anything like that. But and this is for the Celtiel, Sione, and Ezran these supplies to. So you can just, say you're casting a cantrip and describe what it is based on your powers. So, like I say, you can produce flames or stuff or create lights.
Keep water or, for instance, create bonfires, what you're talking about.
Exactly,
right?
yeah, exactly. But it gives you a little more flexibility, and I must admit, I did like that rule. And they've changed. In the latest edition, it doesn't even cost you a PowerPoint anymore, which it used to. So cantrips, you can just cast cantrips, and it only costs a PowerPoint if you cast and fail.
However, the cantrips are not like someone's. Yeah, I got it. They don't do damage though.
They don't do damage. They're of limited effect, but it just means you can do extra little things because you're magical people. You know how to do little tricks and stuff, and obviously sometimes it's a great way to entertain Lem actually as well. Sorry, Lem, I forgot about you. You probably use it in terms of entertainment and stuff sometimes. But anyway, you head out of the Lakeside Inn and start heading up the pass into Frostfall Pass. It's going to be a cold night, but obviously
a winter's day.
Another
winter's day.
5
Oh,
hours.
sorry, I was not singing again.
5 hours into the hike towards Frostfall Pass, you encounter a wide river, basically flowing north to south, with fast-flowing chunks of ice moving across it.
Is there wagon trails or anything we could follow?
It's very much you're sort of following a goat trail. Pretty much, it's the quickest way up to the pass. There are, the more common routes would take you longer to get up there.
Are we seeing the trails or any signs that people have gone through here that we're looking?
No, none at all. But it has been a bit of a blustery and snowy couple of days, and they headed up here 3 days back, I believe. So,
do we have to cross the river, or do we travel alongside?
I'm afraid you need to cross the river. So as you can see, you've got basically as you're looking in the area, you've got to see the fast flowing river with fast flowing chunks of ice and a waterfall to the north and a waterfall to the south.
It looks like a Valeros and the mages have the same icon on the map. The both of the mages' character.
That's what I thought. That is absolutely what I thought. I thought that when I was looking at the portrait, but when you drag it off, it shows the right one. So I don't know what's going on there.
Ezra's looks a little different.
Oh, now it's changed. Right, here we go. Yeah, they're subtly different, but that's okay. They should be. I should have the tokens. I'll find them. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, they are. One of them's a headshot, and the other's not.
Can we see across the river where
It's on the water is moving, is it? So we can't we couldn't just hop, skip, and jump across the ice.
Well, indeed, right. Yeah, well, you can. Certainly. So, whose portraits are playing up? Valoros's, isn't it? Might end up with slightly different ones here. Obviously, something went funny when I imported these characters from. Is everyone else okay? Yeah, it looks like everyone else is okay. CTL looks a little different as well. Let's sort him out. He's his square when everyone else is round. There we go.
Right, cool.
I would suggest we move upstream so we don't. If we go across and someone falls, they don't go over the edge.
Okay. Before I accept all your lovely movements there, can you all make some notice checks, please, as you look around the area? Okay, well, Fumbus is highly observant. My word, that took a pause.
Your traits, on your traits thing. There you go.
Yeah, I already rolled.
Yeah. Okay, so Fumbus, Jarell, Celia, Valeros, Lem. All of you, because basically you're trying to spot something that's white on white. There's our penalties. But anyway, so Fumbus and Jarell and Valeros and Lem. And I think I said Celia before. Yeah, Celia before. You suddenly realise as you are approaching the river, there appears to be white humanoids well, I say white humanoids. Sorry, white furred covered humanoids, about 8 or 9 feet tall, clambering over the cliffs, all around you. And
Oh no!
they seem to be, and then you realise you're wondering what their intention is when the first rock crashes into the snow near you.
Right, I'm guessing they're not friendly then.
Indeed not.
Everyone's a critic.
So, I've don't. The init button will show you the combat tracker, because giving you control over it is deemed better sometimes, because some people always complain I accidentally open it or close it and it gets in their way. So you guys have control over the combat tracker.
Not a complaint.
So don't forget, from a character perspective, spending bennies, players spend bennies, characters don't, which means as a player you can spend a benny at any time. Bennies can be used to re-roll trait rolls or damage rolls. Not per the rules, but per my rules, because I like letting players spend bennies. If you can also spend a benny to re-roll your running dice, if you get a 1 and you want to get a bit further, so I will allow that, although that's not strictly in the rules, but I'll allow it. If you spend a benny, if you're getting low on power points, if you drop a benny onto your power point counter, it will basically spend the benny and give you 5 power points back. Again, you can just do that because it will be automatic. If you want a better card on the combat tracker, you can drag and drop a benny onto your card onto the combat tracker. You don't need to tell me you're doing that. It will deal you another card. The only time you do need to point it out is if you suddenly jump up above where we currently are on the combat tracker, because then otherwise you'll miss your go. But other than that, Ezran gets to go first. And
then it's the order of the turn economy is what? It's move, attack. It's the same as always in Pathfinder in Savage Worlds, correct?
It's completely Savage Worlds. Moving is a free action, so you can moving is a free action in Savage Worlds, and running is. It's actually, well, it's not. It's a free action, but it isn't at the same time. It provides it. Well, there's a running penalty. So yeah, you can move an inch, perform an action, move another 2 inches, perform another action, move another 3 inches, perform another action, and the maximum movement you can move is based on your pace. And if you want to run, you can just click on the little run button at the bottom corner of the screen, and it will basically add it will roll your running dice, which will add to your pace. But yeah. So it's none of this move attack or it's none of this move attack move, or you know what I mean. You can do it.
Yeah, everything else is the same as just normal Savage Worlds. It's
but
just,
yes, normal Savage Worlds, yeah.
See these Care Bears? Oh yeah, right. They're right on the outside edge, isn't they? Miles away.
Yeah. Ezran's casting Fireball. My word, there's no big dice. Well, I've lost Ezran on the map. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Okay, yep. Oh! So, yeah, so Ezran's go for it. Oh, look at this. He's determined to put this guy down. Okie dokie. So basically, with the second the first rock lands, Ezra literally turns round, spots the nearest one of these sort of, frost apes or tear, and literally basically lobs a fireball in its general direction, which causes it to scream in pain and agony as its fur is singed, and it tumbles from the cliff face down the rocks, which, as you can imagine, probably upsets the rest of them. I do think I'm going to turn on the... Oh, it is on, so I don't know what's going on there.
Has it got a move to be approved, or is it just on my map that's doing it?
I was trying to put myself in the grid there, and I just couldn't. It doesn't seem to want to go.
The grid is unfortunately part of the map. Maybe I should have just left it as a grid for this one.
Then I'll stop trying to move it into the spot. I apologize.
Oh, hang on. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think what it was is there was something funky about. Hang on. I think there was something funky about the grid. It's just basically if I turn it to hex, and then I don't know why Fantasy Grounds does this strange thing. Basically, what I like to do with the maps is use the hexes and then turn off locking to square. So you should be able to just move freely. So don't worry too much about the grid squares, if that makes sense. So
which thing did he just kill?
Habit, my bad. The one that's gone. It was on this. It was sort of right in there.
I am going to break him out. He's going to break free from the group, if it lets me. Break free from the group. Oh, he probably won't let me break him free from the group. Okay, let's just do it like this. There we go. Some of them are just going to go on hold. Okay, so this guy over here, he's going to go on hold because I think none of you are in range yet. Which is fine, and that brings me up to 6 because the order went funny. So number 6... Sorry, I'll bring your token. Number 6 is going to throw a boulder at Lyrian. And it misses. I mean, it was long range and Lyrian's got dodged, but this boulder hits the tree just to the north of you. That one's going on hold. This one is going to attempt to throw a boulder at Valeros. Again, it'll be at long range because they're a long way off to you guys. But that doesn't matter when it's that good a hit. Without any warning whatsoever, a boulder comes down and bashes into the back of Valeros, causing him to stumble.
Valeros, shield up! Oh, sorry, too late.
Okay, that brings us to Jarell.
And seeing where the boulder is coming from, she's going to move up. I can't see the numbers here. She can move here because she wants to move upstream anyway, and she'll use her hand crossbow. I think it's long range, but if they can hit long range.
You do. It wasn't long range for you, it would appear. Okay. A crossbow bolt narrowly misses the creature and it basically ducks back, losing its footing slightly in the snow, causing it to be shaken. That brings us to Fumbus. If he's talking, we can't hear. Hello, Fumbus. I'll put him on hold. Oh. Fumbus is running. Yep. Oh, hang on. I don't know what happened there. I must have clicked the close by mistake. So Fumbus comes running across the snowfields there. It's eerily quiet. You know, something's...
That's it. I'm out of range for anything else.
That's okay. I was going to say, you know, you're always a bit scared when the goblin's that quiet. By all means, select end your turn just so I don't accidentally muck up your powers later.
When the halfling quiet, we're just all...
I don't have a combat tracker.
Oh, you just have to click. Okay, that's fine. If you click the initiative button, you can open it. Okay, Valeros, you recover from the boulder that narrowly squashed you, and you glance around, looking at the creatures up on the cliff faces around you. What do you wish to do?
I'll pull out my bow and shoot number 4.
Go for it. I'm afraid you missed on a 2.
Do I have to pass now, or
You can spend a penny if you want to re-roll the attack. It's up to you. It's really up to you. Don't forget moving is a free action, so you can always move as well. That brings us to Lyrian.
I'm going to shoot that thing.
Okay. Go for it. That's a hit. The crack of the gunfire echoes and reverberates around everywhere. Yeah, you hit and you re-roll the damage. Okie dokie.
I just spent a penny, yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yep. So yeah, the gunshot echoes around this this sort of valley, as it were. You hear distant rumbles as the shout sound reverberates, but in the meantime, the snow ape clutches at its wound and tumbles from the cliff face downwards. Lem.
Lem's going to go over into the lee of that little rise there.
Okie dokie.
And that should put me just about in range. Oh, yeah. And he's going to cup his hands around the side of his mouth and look up at the guy that's thrown a boulder and said, "Oh, you can do better than that." Ah!
Oh dear. Oh, discordant note. You're stunning him. Okie dokie. You got the raise. So that's a -2 on his vigor check.
Yes, indeed.
As the discordant note reverberates again round. The creature claps its hands over its ears and seems to basically obviously reacts fast enough to not suffer any long-term lasting effects. But then everyone's a creature these days. That brings us to Sione. And if you're talking Sione, we can't hear you.
So Sione knows what one of these boulders might do if it hits her. So she's going to cast Shield on herself.
Okay.
And try to make it a little further in this campaign.
That's absolutely fine. Unfortunately, it is at the moment. Using PowerPoint's the only way.
Fair enough. I just noticed that it didn't change it when I spent 3 on the fireball.
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, I know that Akil was looking into ways of possibly.
It's the same as in 5th edition. It doesn't automate the ticking off spells. That's all right.
Ammo is, but PowerPoints aren't because ammo is a bit easier. Okay, so you've successfully cast shield on yourself with a raise. Oh yeah, actually, sorry, I should have said actually, especially for the spellcasters, on your powers, if those modifiers, don't forget, if you want to use any of those modifiers, just let me know. You just have to pay the extra cost, so that's not a problem. But obviously, then you can do, you can cast it on in the case of protection. You can cast it on others. You can actually make yourself a bit faster or slower by spending a bit more. You can also make it even more powerful by granting more armor. But as it stands, getting a raise on your protection will give you armor +4, I believe. So you get this glow of magical armor around you. Yep. And,
wonderful. Yeah, she's feeling a little safer in this situation. I think I'd also move.
Yep, certainly.
A little bit north as well.
Okay, you just need to manually cross off one of your PowerPoints because it's not automatic. But other than that, that's absolutely fine. Thank you. Yep, just drag yourself where you want to move to, and I'll accept the move. I don't know why the numbers are not coming up. Yep. Oops. You can actually, apart from the fact that I have this inability to click the tick. I always move people's tokens by mistake. Okay, Celtiel, Mr. Major Sir, what's your plan? Oh, he's moving on as well. 4 inches gets him to there, and 8 inches. Well, there we go.
Yeah, and he's going to cast shield as well.
Be my guest. Yep, that's a good casting shield. It's only give you a +2 armor, but okay. You can spend a penny if you want to try and get the better version, but there's nothing wrong with a +2 shield.
Yeah, I'll just keep that.
Okay. As you dive into cover, and that brings us to Sheila. Sheila, the human paladin.
Yeah, Sheila asks.
Is Sheila? I always think of Sheila.
We call her Sheila.
Does Valeros have a bow or a ranged weapon? The gunslinger.
He just used Valeros just used a bow.
Solid. Okay, perfect. Let's make it. So that.
I think you cut out there. I had that was the last.
We're gonna move over. Yeah, she's gonna move over towards the gunslinger. Sorry, the swashbuckler and Valeros and bless him.
No problem. Okay. Do you have ranged capabilities, or are you? You don't know. Yes, I'm quite.
No.
Cool. I created counters where some characters can't do a lot except dodge and protect other people. And cast bless, nice.
So we'll do 2. Look at the raise, I guess.
You did. So who are you blessing?
Shooting. The swashbuckler and the.
Absolutely no problem at all. Yep. So that'll be with the race. That's a swashbuckler. Oh yeah, Jarell did shoot, didn't she? So that's a bless on the swashbuckler and a bless on Valeros. Both of them improving their shooting. Nicely done.
And that is it.
Okie dokie.
That'll be 3 power points because it's an extra one for the extra person to cast it on.
It will be, yes.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, +1 per recipient, as it were. So that's nice. Nice. So, calling on the power of your deity, you enhance the shooting of Valeros and Jarell. They feel their accuracy improving as they find they're able to better control their breathing when taking aim on their shots. Good stuff. I am going to take some guys off hold at this point. That's number 5. Where's number 5? I've lost number 5. Oh, he's over here. He's going to clamber down and basically duck behind that tree. And we're on to the second round and we'll see what happens. Okay, Lem gets the Joker, which means everyone gets a Benny for free. And it's all been
Yay! Thank you, Lem.
Right then. Well, if that didn't work, I'll try this instead. And Lem sticks his hands in his pockets and cocks his head to one side and starts singing, "Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget, my son, to include everyone. Tuck you in, warm within, keep you free from sin, till the Sandman he calls.
Slumber.
Sleep with one eye open, hugging your pillow tight."
Ooh.
And I'm adding fatigue to that, please.
Oh, that's evil of you, sir. Okay, a lullaby. Yeah. So that's going to be duration 1 hour. Those who anyone, my spirit roll at -2 because you got the raise.
He's affected by it, so he gets the fatigue first.
That's quite evil.
It is, isn't it?
That's really rather evil. I like that. Okay, so that would be 1 point of fatigue. So then he has to make his spirit check, which in all intents and purposes will be at -3, which means he fails. Actually, that's interesting. Let's try that again. I'm only checking something. Yeah, I put it as positive fatigue, not negative fatigue. So, okay. He falls. Well, that's interesting.
Yes, he does, doesn't he? Yes, he does.
You are an evil, evil fellow, sir. As he just nods off and goes for a tumble. Which will actually mean he will bounce all the way down to the bottom, asleep still. No fair, you're beating up my guys. Okay, anything else, Lem? Are you going to move or anything?
Yeah, I'm now going to move away from him just in case, like, somebody does something stupid like fire guns that might wake him up and he'll get me.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Sione.
All right, Sione's gonna run up. I guess I could walk, actually. Let's walk up.
Yeah, certainly can, yeah.
And sorry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run just to get up a little bit further and then cast a lightning bolt up.
Okay. What I would say is before you worry too much about running a little further, because if you run a little further, you will suffer a -2 penalty on your casting. So what you could do if you wanted to is cast a lightning bolt with the range modifier. So for an extra power point, the target will be in range. Because
if you click on the little dragon box on the right-hand side of your powers and scroll down, it will give you modifiers you can add extra power points to change the power.
Yeah. I was going back and forth on whether I wanted to do that, but let's do that. Let's just cast.
Because that means you've got a lightning bolt range of 18 inches, basically. So at the cost of 1 power point, you're not having a -2 to cast it, if that makes sense. Which means that was successful.
Wonderful.
It just cost you an extra power point, that's all. So 2 power points instead of 1. Roll the damage. As you spell weave a lightning bolt. And it arcs
Wonderful.
across the
And so lightning crackles through her hands and she calls down a nice bolt on this. Oh.
You can spend a penny if you want to re-roll the damage, yep. I think, unfortunately, it's a due to the extra range. I think most of it gets earthed by the tree the creature's next to. But
uno mas.
I was mistaken. Please just finish your description. That will definitely take it out at 14 points of damage.
Awesome.
Just Benny until the description.
Yes. So you were giving a nice description of your lightning bolt, and then you noticed the damage. So I'll let you complete your narrative of destruction.
Wonderful. So Theone calls down one massive strike successfully onto this, singeing it and the trees around it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that actually. Yeah, so I think that might be in order actually. Yes. Oh, don't I haven't got it anymore. Yeah. Oh, images. Don't mind me. Where's it gone? I've got too many graphics. Oh, there we are. I went too big. It's gone horribly wrong. I shouldn't try and do these things on the fly. It never works. Yep. So it goes down, and the tree, and I'm gonna say the tree's burning nicely over there. Okay, that brings us to Celtiel, I should say.
Okay, he's just gonna move up closer to the stream here, and looks like there's nothing within his range, so he's just gonna hold there.
Okie dokie, no problem at all. That brings us to Ezran.
Okay, so Ezran is not seeing a target that is in range. And so what he is going to do, since it wasn't there before, for some reason, anyway, mage armor lasts for how long in this game?
5 combat rounds, but you can maintain it.
But I can maintain it. I'm going to cast it.
Okay. So every time, when at the end of the 5th combat round, you can spend 1 power point to make it last another 5 rounds. Okay, that's a success. That will give you +2 armor.
Yeah, and then he'll move.
Go for it.
Is it 6 or 8? I can't tell.
It's okay. If I could have found this map without a grid on it, I would have done. I thought it's a nice map and I wanted to use it, but it had a grid on it. And then I found the grid wasn't the standard shape or size, so that's the downside of it. That's what happens when you take maps out of PDFs.
Number appears in your token, can't you?
Yes, well, yes, but it takes a while to appear sometimes. Anyway, Jarell.
I was gonna step past Clem to get a cleaner shot.
Okay. And take the. Ooh, look at that!
There you
That
go.
magically enhanced shooting kicks in there. The dice didn't help, unfortunately, but it shakes it. That's enough. Oh, it's already shaken as well.
So does that kill it?
I forgot to apply the shaken from before, so that will kill it. Yes.
And then start moving towards the river.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Fumbus.
Okay, Fumbus is going to. Fumbus is going to step up under this tree, and he is going to yell over at the unnumbered one.
Yes.
He's going to yell over and go, "Hey, I guess you didn't realize that your ambush was too far away for your rocks." Basically, I'm going to use science to taunt him into coming a little closer.
Okay, go for it. Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's see if it's right. Well, he really has no idea what you're on about, so he's very confused. Do you want to make him distracted and vulnerable as well as shaken?
Sure, why not?
So, which would you like, distracted or vulnerable?
Distracted, please.
And we'll shake him. I like the creative combat. For speed, I'm going to use just the straightforward shake on a raise. Okay. He looks very confused at the moment. And Sila. It's obviously clear they do understand human speech. Well, the common tongue. Sila.
Sila will run.
Mm-hmm.
That's too far.
You don't have to run the full distance. You can stop.
Yeah, she doesn't even really need to run to get to the river.
Well, she could, if she's going across, then the 11's very helpful. So to get across the river, just in case anyone wants to know, to leap, you basically have to leap from ice flow to ice flow, as it were, and that's just an athletics check. If you fail, it's nothing too bad. You just end up in the water.
Kind of like jumping from rock to rock and floating.
I mean, ice flow to ice flow. I mean, it's just straightforward athletics check. It's normal movement and just an athletics check. And if you fail, then you obviously slip off the ice. But if you make it, you're fine. Someone keeps moving them out of their turn. I shall accept it later. Yep. So that'd be an athletics check to. Yeah, you'll be there. That'll be an athletics check as you head from the first bit of ice flow to the second bit of ice flow there. Which you do, even though you were running there, you do. It's a bit slippy, but you land in the flowing river, as it were. That's not a
Perfect.
problem. And that brings us now, Valeros. You can start your magnificent charge wherever you wish to go. Your pace is 6, so by all means you could try and do that, but the best you're going to get is 12. So if you run, but yeah, so you can move 6 inches without having to run, and then if you want to run, you roll the running dice, which is that there's a little run button down the bottom there. You can just click on that, and if you want, as I say, if you want to spend a penny to have a second chance of rolling the running dice, it's a little convoluted because we're trying to do something that Fancy Grounds knows you shouldn't be able to do. You have to sort of turn off the run and click it again to turn it on after you've spent a penny, or you can move on to that first block of ice without issue.
I'll move on to that first block of ice.
Yeah, that's no problem at all. That brings us to, can I have, I'm just thinking who's close enough. No one yet. That's absolutely fine. That brings us, last but no means least, to Lyrian.
So we've killed everything, so we've just got to get across the water.
Basically.
Need to run out of combat?
Well, you're not you are technically still in combat. There are bad guys over
The
there.
one to the south.
Yeah.
All right, there's still more to the south.
They are waiting for you to get a bit closer, and then they are basically waiting for you to get onto the river flow, and then they're going to throw rocks at you.
I'm going to move there.
Okay.
How far away is? Can I shoot one of them? Or are they too far away now, aren't they?
They're probably extreme range. If you hadn't moved, you could shoot at extreme range. For future reference. But I don't remember that myself at that point. So, yep, you're running. Go for it. Running through, leaving footprints in the snow as you run. Wonderful stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I won't bother shooting anything.
Okay, third round. Hopefully you'll get across soon. Okay, Fumbus, it's over to you, sir.
Let's see. I guess he's still shaking, so I'm going to yell at the other one. Yeah, your buddy had no clue what I'm talking about. I guess you're probably not much smarter about all that, are you? You need to be closer because the trajectory of the rocks is such that you can only throw them so far.
Okie dokie. 6.
I'll take another 6.
That's on that's on 2. Let's see what he does. He is also not incapacitated. He's just shaken. Distract him as well, or vulnerable.
Distract him as well, please.
Okay, he is distracted as well as he tries to understand. Okay, are you going to try start crossing the river? Or are you going to stay on that side? That brings us to Ezra.
No, I'm not crossing the river with rocks out there. No.
Ezra.
Okay, so Ezrin will so gets another 4. And that's it.
Okie doke. Right. That brings us to okay. How close? 9 inches. That's no. That's fine. Valeros. Oh, hang on. Okay, there we go. Because you don't actually have to worry about actually moving from ice to ice because the river's flowing. There'll always be ice there. Drop a Benny on. Literally, pick up a Benny and drop it onto the card on the combat tracker. So you don't actually have to worry about actually that there isn't blocks of ice on the map. It's meant to, you know what I mean, because the ice is always moving. So there's always one you can get across. But obviously, you've moved 3 inches down the river. At that point,
I'm just trying to get used to these functions on the map.
No, that's absolutely fine.
I want to go up to the next a couple available moves along the ice flow to get to the other shore.
Yeah, as I say, do not worry about having to move from actual graphically drawn blocks of ice. You can literally, the idea is you will use them to get across, as it were. So that'll be just an athletics check as you hop from ice block to ice block and you get across the river. Can I have a notice check as you get to the other side, please? Four.
6.
Yep. Okay, that's fine. You don't. You are a bit surprised when this owl bear comes blasting out. You went and positioned yourself right where it was. Comes blasting through the trees. Unfortunately, you didn't see it as it was coming towards you through the trees, alas. But so it gets. It
Okay.
That's going to be a hoot,
Do
isn't
I
it?
still get first strike?
That's your fate. Yes, you do. I take it back. I would have just given you. I would have warned you as you were coming in, but that was the notice check. But yeah, you still get to react on first strike. So by all means, do so.
All right, so I'll swing my swords at him.
Yep, go for it. You can only swing one of them. on a first strike, but that's okay. I think you've hit it.
Oh my goodness!
Pretty good swing.
I did it on the damage, yeah.
Yes. Now, roll that damage as you hit with a raise. Good, it did do the correct raise dice for you. Okay. Yeah. You hit it hard, but it doesn't appear to do it much damage. But
Damn.
You can spend the penny, though.
you can spend a penny if you
spend
want
money on
to,
it though.
and re-roll.
Don't forget to add the raise damage before you spend the penny.
Yeah. There's a little greyed out D6 to the left of the run button. If you click on that before you roll the damage.
Drags it onto the, onto the damage, it'll re-roll it and do all the calculation for it, won't it?
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's 2 wounds inflicted on the owlbear, and that means basically it comes blasting out of the undergrowth and you kill it before you even realise it's there, if that makes sense.
That's the way you do it, boys.
I like that Valera. That Valera's the real hoot.
D&D will be still fighting that in a week.
I have to give you one for that. I'm sorry. It's an awful pun, but I'm giving you a Benny for calling an owlbear a real hoot.
Do you need an athletics check as we jump?
It's just one athletics check, which encompasses all your crossing of the river. You don't have to do multiple. I'm just not being that mean. So, yep, you're absolutely fine.
Man, I can hardly bear this.
Thanks to
Fishing for bennies.
Was that Valeros? I can't
Yes.
tell you. That's absolutely fine. You're just. It was very good, but I'm still getting used to some of the players who haven't played with me before. Obviously, some of you I recognise the names, the voices, I should say. Yeah. So Jarell starts hopping across the
Oh, it
river.
sounds like Elvis is Valeros. Yeah.
That brings us to Celtiel.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way across there. Let me get an athletics check.
Indeed.
Oh, I think I'm the first one in.
You
in
can
the water.
Benny it. You can Benny it if
Yeah,
you want
let
to.
me do that. Yeah.
Otherwise, yes, you will be taking a swim. Oh,
There
look
we
at
go.
that! with that half elf, with that elven blood in you, you just literally dance across the ice floes to get almost to the other side.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Then he's
of course-
gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So after you. Yeah.
Nope, go.
No, it's you. I accidentally moved on. This is why I let players move their turn because
I was going to say he's going to take a sling and see if he can hit this guy down here to the south.
Be my guest. I do apologise. So target away.
That's a miss.
It's just, the stone just the angle's good, but unfortunately the stone drops away due to the range. Well, the creature failed its spirit check, so I'm just going to skip it. So it's literally still shaken. That brings us to Lyrianne.
You said if I hadn't moved, I could have shot one.
At extreme range, yes.
Why can't I shoot? Why can't I not move and then shoot it?
You can't shoot at extreme range if you move.
Ah. Okay. But I can shoot. Can I shoot one of these Furkers now?
Yep, I'm just trying to remember exactly what the limit is on extreme range.
Double long range and at -8 to hit.
Yeah. There you go.
It's 22 the range to the one I'm targeting.
And if you look at your flintlock, that would so it's basically if you move 2 inches, it'll be at long range, and then you won't actually be at -8 to hit it. So you might want to just move a bit.
Move up to the edge of the what there, and then shoot it. And actually, I've got to do 2 actions because after I shot it, I'm going to reload the other pistol.
Okay, so turn on 2 actions and take a shot. So that will be a miss.
What if I do one of these things?
Well, try again. I think you need an 8 anyway. That's still a miss.
Bollocks. Okay.
Oh, he's trying again. You'll just have to get closer, sir. It's obviously
Doesn't
the
love
range.
me. Doesn't
No,
love
it's,
me.
it's the same thing. You know the shot is accurate. Actually, there weren't, but that's by the Bible. Pander to your obviously having to you know the shot is accurate, but in your haste to reload, you obviously aim it short and it lands south of its intended target. That brings us to Lem.
Turn. He passed my turn without letting me.
Shush. Shush.
Lem's going to move up to the edge of the water with some trepidation, and look around and say, "I've only got little legs. Is someone willing to toss me?"
You're going to have to toss me. Okay.
I'm not a dwarf. I'm a half folk. It's fine to toss half folk. Will somebody toss me?
Toss yourself.
Hey!
I'm having a ring.
We're not going there. This is PG-13. Anyway, yes.
Liran, I suggest you put in a little bit more gunpowder if you're shooting that far. It's it makes it go bang a bit more, so I'm told. He says, making a support roll.
Oh,
so that Liran gets a +2 the next time she shoots.
Sounds good to me. That sounds next. Well, +2 on your shooting roll, and you can end your turn, and then I won't get moaned at by people.
Indeed. There you go.
Thank you, Sela. Well, actually, the one thing that was there that you could fight got killed by Valeros before you got the chance to even get to it. I'm afraid.
Something else will have to earn her eye.
Indeed.
So she'll move to 6th there.
Okay, so that's just one athletics. Actually, technically speaking, hang on a second. 1, 2, 3. As you go down river, so you'll actually come out there. Not that it really matters. It's just it depends how far up you start, doesn't it? One athletics check to hop, skip, and jump across the ice flows, which is no problem at all.
And despite her pretty heavy armor, which is impressive.
Very much so. And is there anything else you wish to do, or shall I move on?
It's within the 5 turns of blast, so and Valeros has it. Yes, I think we're moving.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget you can maintain it if you want to. Well, these guys want. Well, actually, I think even though they're shaken, I think so. The last two are thinking about climbing away, so they're not doing anything offensive as such, but they are attempting to escape, and that brings, last but no means least, to Sione.
Okie doke. Let's run across this river.
Okay, go for it. What's your pace? Your pace is 6, so yes, you'll get to.
I think I can get there.
Yeah, you'll get to there with just an athletics roll. That's not a problem. Which is absolutely fine. No problem at all. Yeah. Cross the fast-flowing river with very little problem. Okay. Well, these guys, I know these guys are trying to run away, but I will give you guys a chance to finish them off if you want, especially as it means everyone gets an Everbunny, thanks courtesy of Celtiel. So that brings us to you, Celtiel. They are the last two creatures do appear to be fleeing, but it's up to you if you wish to take any offensive action or just move off the ice flow. You don't need to. You don't need to jump from where you are. Although actually,
Go ahead and move up a little bit and then try to pop this last one just for
I'll
the
tell you
fun
what
of
I
it.
will do just while I remember. Is move you all down river first before you move. There you go. Should do that at the end of the turn. So
Yeah, I see. It's moving. I guess.
yeah. So by all means, sorry about that. So
Not ground redraw the map with the ice moving properly in each round. Upload a new map.
Yeah, at least make sure actually on an ice flow when you move.
I made waterfall effects. Are you not impressed by the waterfall effects?
Very good.
Just don't look too much at the top one.
That.
Yes. Just don't look at the top waterfall where you can actually see the edge of the map bleeding into the waterfall. It's obviously the rocks underneath. I think you hit.
Yeah, I think so.
Roll that damage. Oh dear.
Nice.
Okay, well, that one's not going to live long enough to run away. He collapses off the cliffs. I forgot to accept your move. Okie dokie. Valeros.
Let's see. Quickly go over and lend Siona a hand coming ashore.
Oh, what a gentleman. No problem. Yeah, no problem at all. We'll say you'll give a +2 bonus to Sione jumping off that last ice floe, if she takes your hand for the help. That brings us to Lem.
All right then, Dad. You can do this. You can do this. Don't get in the water. Do not get in the water. Do not get in the water, Lem. That would be bad.
Past Daddy's round over. He spent too much time talking about it.
Well, you see, Lem's got the big mouth hindrance and the can't swim hindrance, so he's kind of
Oh,
scared
brilliant.
and he wants to talk about
You
it.
can talk himself out of going across the water.
Yeah.
You rolled an 11 then, so that doesn't matter.
So okay, I'll get to with my pace of 4. I can get to that one.
Get to there, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he would run, would he? That brings us
he
to
can't. He can't swim. He's not going to be that stupid.
Thumbus.
Fumbus is going to go ahead and follow Lem out.
Okay.
Let's see, athletics. There it is.
That's no problem at all. You jump across the ice floes as they flow down the river.
He's going to come up here to Lem and say, I've heard of something called a rocket jump. I mean, I can always help you with something like that if you want to just fly across.
You have to get on the same bit of voice as me. It's wobbling. It's wobbling.
Yes.
It's wobbling. Stop it wobbling. It's a wobbling goblin.
Come back, Jack.
Wobbling goblin. Okay, Lyrian.
Goblin. Is it a new drink?
It should be, shouldn't it?
This is why I wanted someone to toss me.
Okay, Lyrian, what's the plan? It's all gone quiet. I'll put them on hold if I don't hear anything. Okay. And the last one's running away, I think, because he's recovered. Yep, he's just going. So we don't have to worry too much about the combat rounds as such. That brings us to Jarell.
Make it in athletics, make it the rest of the way across.
Basically, yeah. And for everyone else, it'll just be we won't worry too much about initiative after this. So I mean, distances. So it would just be if you're on the wrong side of the river, it'll just be a straightforward athletics check to get across. The idea being you're taking your time because you're out of combat, so you can be a little bit more confident about it. That brings us to Sela.
We'll just wait until folks are getting around. She's not willing to chase after fleeing.
I'm going to run across the water. Sorry, I didn't even realise it was my turn.
That's okay. Go for it. Make a run roll and then make an athletics check. In the meantime, Sione. Valeros is standing by the side of the river bank, holding out his hand. If you wish to take it, you get a +2 on your athletics. And if critically,
I do think I will. Sorry, I'll gratefully take the hand and kind of. I owe you one, Blair.
If you critically fail, of course you're both going in, but no problem at all. Yep, you taking Valeros's hand, you clear the river without any problems. Lirian, your athletics means you're going to get a 10 across, but then you're going to fall in the river.
And I think also Sione will probably just stay there and wait for everyone to get across.
No problem across. It's cool. Are you re-rolling your... If you don't re-roll your athletics check, you'll be in the water.
This is my athletics.
You rolled a 2.
Athletics.
You rolled a 2. Because you were running. Because you were running. -2
I
on your
thought I rolled
athletics.
better than a 2. Hang on, yeah, I'm going to penny that then. Yeah.
Thought you might. Yep. No, that's still a fail because of the running, -2. Lyrian's going in the water. No, she's not. Okay, that just brings us to Ezran, who just needs to get across the river. In the meantime, anyone who's across the river, they can make a notice check when look and have a look at the owlbear. Ezra's going to fall in at the moment. I'm sure the others will save you, but I wouldn't worry too much. Yep, you're fine. Ezra will get across the river eventually. Lem and Fumbus, the same with you guys. The owlbear corpse that Valeros put down while we're waiting for the others to get across. If the two of you help each other, I won't make him make any more. Mind you, he's got 9 bennies. Yeah, I'll make him roll.
Thanks.
The owlbear.
Make the one that can't swim roll.
Exactly, because you've got enough bennies. You'll keep rolling until you need to. Yeah, Fumbus and Lem get across the river. This owlbear. What you notice is it doesn't appear to have eyes. They seem to have been removed.
Like long ago? Is it a blind half? Yeah.
No, they seem to physically been removed, and you can actually see stitching that was done around to sort of close the eye sockets up, as if somebody removed them the eyes surgically.
Well, that's not even slightly disturbing, he said sarcastically. Oh, great, I'm narrating myself now.
But other than that, and the slightly burning tree up to the north there, which is burning itself out now, it all seems quiet.
Ask the magic users any reason their eyes would be removed and sockets sewn up?
You could try an occult check.
I think it was possibly because somebody was severely disturbed.
Lyrian steps up to, or Seoni steps up to take a look.
Certainly. Okay, well, let me see. Fumbus. Well, I suppose from a scientific perspective, maybe it was some sort of experimentation to examine the eyes, because it is believed that owlbears were magically created creatures, so maybe someone was trying to see if the eyes of owlbears were different to standard owl's eyes or bear's eyes. You don't know. Ezran, you can't think of any reason. Sione, and surprisingly Lyrian, actually. There are certain spells where powerful scrying spells and stuff where eyes can enhance the effectiveness of the spell, but at the same time there is a part of you that thinks that Lem might be right, and it might just be someone who's seriously a bit disturbed. But
it looked like somebody funny, so they took its eyes out and stitched it shut. And anyone that could do that to an owlbear is somebody I don't want to meet.
But yes. It seems relatively safe and you can pass on unhindered, so I assume that unless anyone for ease of 2 hours trekking, how many power points do you get back? Is it how long? What's the recharge rate? These days? 5 points an hour, isn't it?
5 an hour, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let your powers drop. Everyone basically will have enough time to, as you're carrying on moving. You will all get 10 power points back, which means obviously you're all back up to your starting power points as you leave the valley, and then you take the you take the narrow trail up the pass. The snow and the wind are beginning to blast sideways as the blizzard.
So mage armor goes down. So mage armor goes down, though, right?
It will do, yes. I mean, you could. It's not worth maintaining it for hours, if that makes sense. As it were, it's sort of it's more a combat.
So it's different than 5e. Not a problem. Got it.
Yeah. They sort of, mage armor as a rule lasts 30 seconds, and then you maintain it, as it were, because 5 combat rounds is 30 seconds. So it's like you cast it and throw it away. but because
At this point, would I recommend putting a rope around everybody so we don't get lost in the snow?
I think that would be a very, very sensible idea. Yes, indeed.
I agree. I'm kind of up to my neck in it here, and so's Fumbus. Are you sure that Valeris and Sela couldn't give us piggybacks?
Someone dropped. We've lost Sethiel.
Jarell would hold on to a rope. She won't wrap it around her.
Okie dokie.
Sela.
We've lost
Seal
the
wrap
Magus. Yes, we've lost the Magus. He seems to have disconnected. I don't know when.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Maybe it was him that sewed up the eyes on the owlbear. And when we said they were somebody that was very disturbed, he got a little bit offended. Oh dear.
I'll carry. Lem. Sela will carry you if you promise to keep it down.
Ah, his internet
Since
connection
he'll be
just
so
dropped.
close to her ear.
I'll do my best. So I will. Thank you very much. It was getting kind of chilly being up to my chest in snow there.
Yeah.
So what's this path that we're going along like now?
Well, it's literally that. Obviously, there's all interesting stone ruins and stuff. It's just a nice bit of artwork. I thought, oh, we'll use that. But anyway, so the snow and the wind are beginning to build up, and it's blasting, almost blasting sideways. And it's literally, visibility is quite low. Up ahead, you notice what appears to be a red cloak dangling from a rope tied to a tree about 50 feet up the path, and it's blowing in the wind quite slowly. Even though the wind's blowing sideways, the cloak seems to be spinning slowly in the wind.
Is there a body in the cloak?
You'll probably have to get a bit closer to work that out. Yes.
Okay. Head towards it. Might be one of the guards we're looking for.
Well, they were called the Red Somethings, weren't they? The Red Drakes. Maybe they wear red cloaks because they're red drakes, and I think that one, that is an ex-drake. It has ceased to be. It has shuffled off this mortal coil.
Literally.
Literally.
Red drakes or dead drakes?
Well, this is it, isn't it? So, yeah. So, does anyone actually have danger sense? I can't remember. It's an edge. I think you do. I think it's the barbarian that has it. So. Oh no, Sione's got it as well. I just noticed. So that,
I got a bad feeling about this already.
So when rolling for surprise, you get +2. In other situations not covered by surprise, you get a notice check at -2. So, Sione, if you can make a notice check, please.
If you have noticed, you can use it or no?
It's an actual edge called danger sense. It's just like a supernatural ability, a supernatural ability to know when something's off or something. You have a
Just paranoid.
Yeah. Sione, you get these. Well, yeah. You get the feeling this is something's a bit off about it. It's like. It's actually a cloak's just been tied there up in the middle of nowhere up this tree. You don't know what it is or anything else, but you just get the feeling that something's a bit off.
Sione will kind of point off, be like, that might be a trap. That doesn't look right.
Who wishes to approach, if anyone?
I would rather not go anywhere near the trap.
Polaros will head over.
Okie dokie.
Stealthily,
that's fine. You make your way over towards it. You notice that basically it appears to be a skinned, legless deer carcass with what appears to be a rather fine red cloak over it. As you're staring up at it, you suddenly feel something moving under the snow. Make an agility check. there won't be a penalty because you were forewarned that Sione thought there was a trap down here. But you need a 4. It's not a problem if you don't. It's just obviously you need a floor. Yeah,
Or 20.
or 20. Yeah, fortunately, you feel something. You feel something moving, impossibly fast under the snow. But your reactions are faster, and you jump backwards as the metal jaws of the bear trap that had been concealed in the snow beneath the carcass snap shut, and realizing that could have been quite nasty if it sort of had caught you on the leg, but. Fortunately,
guys,
you evaded it.
watch out for the trap.
The sound of the trap clanging shut echoes across the mountains. Somewhere off in the distance, you hear a distant guttural howl, as if something heard the trap activate. But after that, all is quiet other than the blowing of the wind.
Okay. Is there anything on the cloak, like anything that might identify who used to own it?
Well, assuming that anyone else wishes to approach it, Valeros can pull it down, and as I say, it just appears to be a car. Yeah, it's a car. It's a carcass with a cloak on it. The cloak does seem to match the description of what you gathered the Red Drakes wear, so you get the impression it is one of the Red Drakes' cloaks. Although why it's actually tied to a deer carcass, you're not entirely sure.
So the guards or whoever they were might have set this trap to catch whatever was howling in the distance, and I think we just ruined it.
Possibly, but yeah.
But where are they at? That's the question. Where are they?
But indeed, the trail moves onwards. If you want to do anything else, by all means, let me know. But
Reset the trap.
if you want to reset the bear trap, you certainly can. You just sort of have to clear away the snow, and with a strength check, you can sort of pry the bars open, and someone else can put the pressure pin back in.
Sure.
I can't really do the strength check, but I can help you with the pins. One hand, he opens it and sets it.
Indeed. As you sort of clear away the snow to reset the trap, you notice there appears to be something lying in the snow. It's glinting, and when light catches it, it sparkles red.
Seem like it's metallic or mineral or.
It looks like a crystal of some description. You'll have to sort of dig down a bit to expose it further.
Okay, dig down a bit.
That's where's the inventory? It appears to be a large red ruby of apparently fine quality.
Quickly look for more.
There doesn't appear to be any more.
I thought we were here looking for red drakes, not red gemstones.
Well, this might have been the thing we were sent to find. I don't know. How big is this gem?
It's a good size. It's a good. It fits quite largely in the palm of your hand, but you can close your fingers around it, so it's probably about 2 or 3 inches across.
But the thing we're looking for is about 1.5 feet long, isn't it?
That's what Sealer remembers here.
Does it look like this is a piece of something or just a gem by itself?
It looks like a cut gemstone, basically.
Okay.
And if it's only a value to whomever, it wouldn't be this gem because I value that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go over and hand it to Siona and say, "Hey, can you hang on to this?"
Certainly, I shall put it in her inventory.
Yeah, I'll take it and shove it down in the bottom of the backpack I'm carrying.
Okie dokie.
Are we going to wait now for something to be sprung to this trap, or are we going to move on?
Well, the wind's getting worse, so the wind's getting worse.
Yeah, we got to try to find some shelter.
Or the red drakes before, the storm comes in and kills everybody tonight. I think we should keep moving. Gee up, Seela. Hi-ho, Seela. Away!
Well, she does. That's the unfortunate.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm missing a trick here. I've just realised. Let's share the map, but I've just realised I'm missing a trick. I should be putting the blizzard on, shouldn't I? Okay. Basically, you find yourself high up in the mountains, and from what you gather, the pass is just north of here, but ahead of you is a very rickety bridge.
Way away from the trap we just set.
That's probably it's probably just behind you on the map.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be something coming along behind us would hit that trap.
Yes.
Okay. I suggest we go one by one, and first person takes the rope, and next person hold on to the rope, and so on. So we're all tied off.
Is that a giant bearskin rug over there?
Sorry?
Looks like a giant bearskin rug on the other side of the river.
Funny you should mention that. It looks like a dead woolly mammoth.
Who's going first across the bridge?
Sea level test.
One of me guns there.
Oh, all right.
Looks like Valeris.
Whoever says it.
Looks like Valeris is going across first.
So I'll secure the rope by that tree once I'm over there too.
Okay, that sounds a good plan.
Is that Fumba?
Is there anything? Can I notice anything weird around here that looked like it might be hiding in the ground or?
Okay, right. Well, actually, the funny thing is, I'm just checking things. Yeah, you're just close enough. You got close enough. I'll let everyone else. I'll let everyone else move across the bridge or do whatever they want. There's no problems. Nothing to worry about here.
Liar.
Yeah. Famous last words from the DM.
24 giant woolly mammoths, undead, attack you.
Can Sela step forward and just hold this side while Fumbus goes? She knows he's pretty light. I guess.
Indeed, yeah, certainly.
And then whenever you're ready, Fumbus.
Just throw Lamb across.
Right.
Yeah. Ezra strides across, leaving Fumbus to there. And,
Over the river. Over the river. I didn't find you tossing me. Over this. There's no way you're tossing me.
Which? Oops. Hang on. I didn't set the encounter right. Excuse me a second. There we go. That's how it should be.
An encounter? What do you mean? You just said it was safe.
Exactly. The woolly mammoth seems to get up. It appears quite dead.
Right, it is an undead woolly mammoth. Look at that.
No. It's not undead. It's just dead.
Okay.
But it does seem to be getting up, and basically you get the distinct impression it's advanced. It's getting up and facing towards the party, and seems to be getting ready to charge.
Okay, maybe I'm not going over the bridge.
Looks like Valeris is moving forwards. What is his
Preparing for it to charge me. I'll use the first strike.
That's one way to go, I suppose. Ezra.
All right. Well, Ezra sees this woolly mammoth and figures it's going to be pretty pissed off, so he target it.
Okay.
And is going to pull out his biggest gun, which I guess at this point really is enhanced scorching ray.
Enhanced scorching ray. That sounds impressive. Okay, well that basically hits the woolly mammoth, and it hits it. It doesn't sort of roar in pain, but basically does seem to sort of blow chunks of the creature away. Again, it's not making any sound. Some of the it's almost too frozen to be to burn, but the steam comes off areas of it. But I'm afraid it does still seem to be standing. Jarell.
Well, seeing that, we'll move up and draw her.
Lem's on a queen. I've spent a penny to change cards.
Okie dokie. Sorry. Thank you. I shall. Let's see what happens when Jarell hits it here. I'm afraid you hit it, but the crossbow bolt doesn't appear to do any apparent damage to the already dead creature.
Approve my move, though.
I have approved your move. I'll approve it again. Lem!
Okay. Lem is cupping his hands round his mouth, and his mouth is moving, but none of you will be able to hear what's being said or sung over the roaring wind. But something is going to happen over near Valeros, hopefully.
Actually, it shouldn't be full pelt yet. It should be lower, so...
Oh, that's nearly a raise. Let's spend a penny on that. And another, because Kev likes me spending them.
Well, I'm doing you're nearly in double digits.
I'll stick with the 7. I'm casting a strong illusion.
Yes.
With increased range and sound. And what can be seen is that Valeros starts waving his arms and shouting at the woolly mammoth, and then runs this way.
I know what you're trying to do. Very interesting.
And hopefully the mammoth will see that and act accordingly.
Okay. Well, I have to be honest. I feel very guilty after you spent that many bennies, but it can't see anything.
It's got no eyes.
It's got no eyes.
It has eyes, but it'll become clear in a minute.
It's an auditory illusion as well, though.
I know it's auditory as well, but at the end of the day, it's unfortunately it just charges at where Valeros actually is rather than where he appears to be. It's a very good idea, I have to admit. I'm sorry you spent so many bennies. I feel bad for you spending so many PowerPoints on it. It was a very good idea, and any other woolly mouth would have worked beautifully, but not this one. Anyway, Valeros, you get a free strike on it as it charges you with its tusks. Well, it's not even gonna, yeah, it's not even doesn't appear to be aiming. It just seems to be charging straight at Valeros. But
okay, the illusory Valeros turns around, holds its hands up in the air, and looks to be shouting, "What the?"
Well, I certainly give you a Benny for that one. Okay, so Valeros, you've hit twice. Roll damage for both. I won't get Cena in there, but she's on the wrong side because she's being heroic as normal. They're making sure everyone else is across. Okay, with you inflict a wound. You inflict a wound with your long sword. Do you want to roll your short sword damage? Okay, with your short sword damage, which doesn't actually penetrate the toughness, but it doesn't matter because your long sword basically does cause the woolly mammoth to collapse. I won't say dead because it already was, hence the fact it couldn't see, but unfortunately to the ground. But what actually does then happen is pouring out of the corpse seems to be motes of what looks like snow. And they literally just swarm all over you, Valeros. The cold of the living snow, as it were, just sort of smothers you, as it were. But it's almost like you've. Oh, great! Oh God, we lost Lyrian as well. Everyone's dropping like flies.
No, my table froze. It's all right. Wonder why I couldn't see Daddy-O rolling damage. I'm like, why not? And look, it's frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's like you're covered in living snow and you feel the cold of it, and it does feel like it's trying to bite you and bury beneath your skin. Sione.
Ew.
Sione is. So Valeros has helped Sione across the river and given her ruby at this point. So I think loyalty is going to kick in here a little bit. And she's
Okay.
going to run up and try and cast a shield on both of them.
Okay, go for it. What's the distance to Valeros at the moment? Oh yeah, you can certainly make your run roll. Let's hope you get a nice good high number, but we'll see. So that's the little run button. Sorry, I know you know. That will get you to about there. Thinking about it, so you'll get to about there, which puts you 7.52 away, which I do believe is in range of, because I think you've got a range of smarts, haven't you, on your...
Yep. But
so, yep, you're in range.
Great. So I'm going to cast it on both of us, so I'll take off 2 points here.
Oh, yes, the other thing I noticed, actually, sorry, I just noticed on your inventory, I obviously forgot to remove it. You've actually got an ion emerald stone, an ion stone emerald one. You must have picked it up from another adventure, and I forgot to remove it. So if it's still there, it's there. Reduce its power point cost by 1. Can't take it down to 0, but it costs you 1 less power point.
Perfect.
So that's okay. So that's a shield on yourself and on Valeros. Wonderful stuff. So 1 on you and 1 on Valeros. Brings us to Seela.
Limbs off of her shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lem will take a side step away from the edge of the bridge and go, ladies first.
That's quite nice. She'll run.
Go for it. 9 inches. That will get you across the bridge. No problem at all. Straight across. Look at that. So fast, it's almost like you're running on air.
I'm not sure how the evil thing... Does she know if this thing is evil or not? Does she get any preternatural sense?
You don't get any sense of evil from it. No. I'm afraid
Great.
it doesn't count as supernatural evil, I'm afraid. No.
No. Then it will be a bless on Lyrian,
Okay.
Ezra, and the swashbuckler.
Go for it. Oh, we have a critical fail, which is bad news. I'm afraid you can't spend bennies on critical fails. So basically, obviously, something goes horribly wrong, and we're going to.
Unless it was a curse, damn you!
But she's really faithful, though.
Exactly. Well, you're hit with a backlash, basically. So 151. I can't remember which one I used. So. I can't remember where the dynamic one was because that was always more fun, the dynamic backlash, but I can't remember the page, so I might give up and not worry about it. I'm going to say, yeah, dynamic backlash. Forget you have to look it up. So ooh dear. That's a bit harsh. No, I think I'll just shake you. It's easier. I'm not going to be that nasty. So you have to spend 1 power point for the failed casting. And then obviously I'm just going to shake you. I forgot how nasty dynamic backlash was, and you're a paladin. So yeah, basically there's a moment of, for some reason, a moment of doubt hits you, and obviously you basically question yourself at just the wrong moment. It costs you a power point and obviously leaves you shaken as you find yourself having a momentary crisis of faith, but I'm sure you'll overcome it. Lyrian.
Okay, do these things look like I can shoot them?
It's little motes of what look like snow.
Okay, I'm going to try and shoot anyway and see if it does anything. Might do something.
Might do.
Hello, that and it landed. This half on the jet and half on them.
It's a very good shot, and you watch the little motes as they all fly out of the way as the bullet flies through the middle of them all. Fumbus.
Pass my go again.
Yeah, well, you can
I
move.
wanted to move. I'll do a little jig.
We'll do a jig or do a move. Fumbus.
Okay, Fumbus is going to start by walking over to here. He's going to holler back at Len, well, you're not here, so I'm going to have to. I've seen fire and I've seen snow. And then he's going to throw an Alchemist Fire.
Go for it. Oh, enhanced fire, and that's an accurate throw as well. So that's a hit with a raise. Roll that damage.
Forgot the raise.
Oh, yep. It didn't do the raise, did it?
That was my fault.
That's okay. That takes it up to 9, which means that shakes it. Unless you want to Benny that.
Yeah, no, I wanted to Benny that.
So by all means, Benny it and re-roll the damage. As you throw a huge explosion. Look at that. That looks more like it. And yep, that's basically enough to literally melt the snow, and it explodes back down to water, and all seems quiet.
Illusionary Valeros gives Fumbus a great big thumbs up.
Yes. Suddenly, instead of all this snow, there's all this fire right there in front of Valeros. and it does literally like lick his nose almost.
Toasty.
I'm
not a s'more, damn it.
Okay.
Worm isn't running up there to get warm.
There you go. Well, it's in the wrong place, but I don't. That's because.
Ah! Oh, that's all right then.
Okay, I should have unlocked tokens, so you should be able to move freely. But obviously, you can. It's an uneventful procedure to get into Frostfall Pass.
My whole game just shut down.
Everyone's having bad connections today, it would appear.
Yeah, I mean the whole enchilada just shut down, so I'm loading back in. But
No worries. No, as I say,
We're
Jane,
just going to progress on to the next spot then, are we?
I shall get you to Frostfall Pass. Look, there's a lovely image of Frostfall Pass.
How long does it take us to get there?
It's literally just off the top of the map, so.
Right. Well, in fact, for the next 4 rounds, Illusionary Valeros will follow Valeros, aping everything he does.
Fair enough. Okay. As you basically get into the pass, and the biting gusts of wind are howling through and everything else, and we don't need that pretty map anymore, so let's lose it. We don't need the Lakeside Inn, we don't need the Frozen River, we don't need Approaching the Pass, we don't need Nim, and we don't need the Sherry Mountain Bridge Pass. So there we go, we can close those off, and hopefully less special effects may make the game more stable. So, as you reach the Frostfall Pass, and it's this the top you find a snowy valley set between 2 looming peaks. Biting gusts of ice and wind howl through the pass. A dark tent stands below a low shelf of rocks. Its door flaps are open and moving in the wind.
Is there anybody down there? I yell at the tent.
Can I have notice checks, please?
If there is, they probably can't hear you at this range, and they're also probably frozen to death.
You do notice Sione and Valeros and Sela you all do notice there does appear to be Ezra. Yeah. So it's I need a 6 for this one, but it doesn't matter because the others make it. There does appear to be a human figure sitting next to the tent, but doesn't appear to be moving. Valeros, with the extra rays, you're the only one who noticed he seems to be partially covered by snow.
Snow or the things we just fought?
It looks like it looks like snow. It's not. It doesn't have the sort of luminescence motes that those other things did, which is that's almost like living snow. The reason the illusion doesn't work is because it literally is basically only going on the heat of bodies, and it isn't actually all it can sense is body heat, and therefore the illusion didn't work. I'm afraid. Good idea though.
At the risk of being overly paranoid, can anybody see if that there person covered in snow over there has got their eyes stitched closed?
Well, it's a bit far away. You'll have to go down and have a look.
Yeah, I'll climb down and have a look.
Yeah,
I'm going down.
curiosity is getting the better of Sione too.
Indeed. Well, as I say, the dark tent stands by the low shelf beside the tent, partially covered by snow. You realise it's definitely a body. It's a body of a human man dressed in black leathers.
Is there a red cloak anywhere?
That'll be the acquisition specialist.
Indeed. No, his cloak does appear to be missing.
I'm thinking his cloak might have been on the trap. Can someone check the tent?
Indeed. Inside the tent, bedrolls and travel bags are tossed around inside, but there isn't any sign of blood or damage. Most of the gear is still in the tent, but the special order appears to be missing.
It's been snowing too long to track anything.
You can certainly try a survival check.
I can't, but the others could.
Does anyone wish to examine the body medically?
Yes.
Healing or academics or science will work, but healing's the best bet.
Yep, definitely dead.
Okay. Let's see what we see. So the body fits the description Nim gave you of Iovus, the acquisition specialist. His only injuries, as far as you can tell, Sela, are that his tongue and teeth are gone. But as far as you can tell, he looks like he died from the cold, from hypothermia.
Wait, we had one critter that had its eyes removed. This one's missing its tongue and teeth. That's creepy.
Can I roll another occult on that?
You certainly can. The most disturbing option you come up with is basically by removing his tongue and teeth. If anyone was able to speak with dead, they couldn't, because this it's one way to stop victims from being able to speak with dead. Sorry, you can't speak with dead without their tongues.
One grunt for yes, 2 grunts for no.
Well, exactly, but apparently it does, for some reason it doesn't work like that. Likewise, there are probably some dark. There are probably some dark magic uses for tongues and teeth as spell components. In the meantime, Valeros has found, even with the wind and the snow, a shallow divot in the snow that leads towards the valley's cliffs. And it seems to be a mix of drag marks and pole-like indents in the snow, as if obviously some things were dragged through the snow towards the cliff face.
Looks like look over the cliff edge and see anything at the bottom.
No, you're at the bottom of the cliff, if that makes sense. So as you look off, the divot seems to be heading off in the direction of one of the two cliff sides. So you can follow it if you wanted. But as I say, it looks like indents made by poles have also seemed to be every so often along the path.
Like somebody's dragging a boy?
Well,
Could
we
well
get a
be,
bonus if we get back alive, but barring that, we still need to track down this package.
Yeah, so you guys did a thorough search of the tent and anything valuable, maps or clues in there?
If you actually, if a thorough search of the tent will reveal about 500 gold pieces left behind, what appears to be a potion of some description, and a rather nicely made maul weapon, MAUAL.
Nice.
No box that's about 1.5 feet long.
No, not at all. I will put those in the party item sheet if anyone wishes to take them.
Yeah, stick them in there, but especially the gold. We'll split that when we're done.
500. Yeah, I can split that immediately. Item. No, I'm looking for parcels, which are always down the bottom.
Is the maul one or two-handed?
It is. It's one-handed, I believe.
All right. Anybody mind if I use this?
Oh, sorry. No, it is two-handed. Sorry, but +2 to break objects. Sorry. Are you?
Never mind then.
Are you examining it anyway to determine that? Yeah. As you pick it up, you hear a rather gruff female voice going, What's going on? What's going on? Where is everybody? Who are you? You're not Brugger.
I think Brugger's dead. And who are you? Why are you talking to me? What? You're an inanimate object. What's going on?
Oh, no, I don't want to have to go through all this whole rigmarole of teaching, training you people in how to wield me properly. Find Brugger. I work best with Brugger. He and I are a team.
Well, then how about I just take you along with me until we find Brugger?
Fine. The name's Werner.
Werner, do you know where Brugger went?
No. I'm only able to communicate when someone's holding me. You sense different. You're not. I forgot what Brugger is actually. I think I see the priest. I've forgotten myself now. Brugger was the half-orc warrior. Goes. At least you're not half-orc. Embarrassing. Spend all my life fighting orcs and then end up being wielded by a half-orc. I don't know. And then then the voice starts cursing in Dwarvish for a bit.
Anybody know what she just said or it just said?
What just said?
You're the only one that can hear it if you're holding it.
Oh. So everybody's looking at me thinking I'm talking to myself.
Yes.
Well, you are.
Just so you folks know, this thing's talking to me.
Right.
That sounds way more sane than talking to yourself.
Oh, you got one of those intelligent weapons, have you? Well, I say intelligent. Talking weapons, I suppose. I've heard some of them are pretty dumb.
I'm just going to hang on to it until we find the owner Brugger, wherever he is. He's a half-orc somewhere that was in this party.
It's bloody longer than I am. You think I'll be carrying that around? Couldn't even drag it. Well, not unless I put my ring on, but then my clothes would rip, and that would just be embarrassing.
Okay, so yeah, there's a potion and there's the maul in the party sheet on the inventory tab. So if anyone wants to nab them, by all means nab them. Wizards can sort of analyze stuff, and you've got Detect Arcana, which will tell you if you've got any magic items and what their powers are, and it lasts for a while, so you can examine multiple things. I think Ezra's got that one. Whether you want to use it or not, another matter. But
maybe
I was kind of waiting on everybody, but that's fine. I'll take a look at it right now. Did you see my emote regarding the map?
Yes, it was Frostfall Pass. Celia actually responded to it, so I didn't. Sorry, but
I didn't see it. Frostfall Pass. I'll pull it up now.
Yeah, it's just an image.
It's
just an image. It's not a map. It was just a nice, pretty image of where you were.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, good thing I remembered what my PowerPoint total was.
Indeed.
I'm just looking. Fireball, dispel magic. Where is it? Oh, detect, conceal arcana. What is
That's
it
the
that
one.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
that's
for?
that's basically detect magic and conceal magic. Yeah.
Yeah, but that detects. That doesn't identify, or
Oh,
does
it
it?
does. It does. Yeah, it does.
Okay, because I'm used to 5e where they're two different things, right? So
Yeah. No. This will basically if you cast it, it will give you all incentives and everything else. Okay. So as you glance around, yes, it appears to be that Valeris might be telling the truth. That mole appears to have been bound to the spirit of a dwarven shield maiden, and obviously, and basically.
and does that ID the potion too, or no?
Yes, the potion appears to be a potion of Beast Friend. Very good for you drink that and you can. I can set it as identified. Grants Beast Friend, which is a power up to a size 5 creature, and Beast Friend basically means you can speak and guide the actions of one of nature's beasts and sometimes non-magical beasts. And up to size 5 means it can be quite big. The other thing you do notice.
Okay, and is that potion is that potion something that is better used by a caster, or is it usable the same way by anybody?
Anybody who drinks it gets enough power points to cast the power successfully once, if that makes sense.
Okay, but there's no advantage to it other than
no. It's you drink the potion and you automatically succeed in casting Beast Friend is how it works, regardless if you've got power points or not.
Ezrin would suggest to the group that a non-fighter take that. He'll take it if you so that we're not losing a fighting action to cast this thing. It should probably go to a caster, would be Ezrin's idea for the potion.
Indeed.
Doesn't matter to the party.
Yeah. Also,
what's it taste like?
You also get the sense of a magical emanation coming from Sione that you don't recall seeing before. Maybe she has something that might be of interest.
So is there something I would need to roll for that to find out, or is that something Sione has to tell us?
It's just you're picking up a magic item you don't recognise, but you sense it somewhere in the vicinity of Sione, but obviously because she's popped it in a pack, you don't know what it is. You can just sense the emanation coming from
Remember
Sione.
that red gem?
Yeah, may we look at the red gem, Sione?
She'll kind of shrug and open up the bag and present the ruby back to Ezrin.
Okay. It appears to be a gem of seeing. When held up to the eye and the command word is spoken to you, which is show all basically, but in Elvish, which obviously you become known. It labels you to use it as if Detect Arcana has been cast. So it's another way of detecting magic items without having them detect magic items power.
Okay, so the group now knows that.
Interesting.
I've ID'd it, so you should now see it as, instead of it being a ruby, as a gem of seeing in your inventory pack. So
cool. Sione will kind of hold it up in awe and examine it a little closer now that she knows it has.
Indeed, it has its own set of power points, and they recharge on a daily basis. So it lets you. So you know what I mean. Lets you, but it basically gives the power. It lets you have the same power as Ezrin with the ability to detect and identify magic items. There would have been a note here, but you had Ezrin's in the party, so he can cast it for you instead. So, other than that, you share out the money, which works out at 55 gold each, it would appear. Valeros is pointing out it looks like that someone got something was carried away from the camp towards the cliff face in the distance. From here, you can't make it out, but you get the impression of maybe there's something to explore.
Let's go.
Come this far, I bet it's warmer in there than it is with this tent that's got like no real door. So let's go and find somewhere out of the wind, eh?
No problem.
Well, follow what tracks there are before they're completely covered over.
Well, indeed.
Until the storm hits.
Yeah, I'd say we follow these tracks and see where they're leading.
So, the trail in the snow leads to a small cave tucked inside the rocky cliffs. Cracked bones.
There goes inside. We're out of the wind.
Cracked bones and large brown feathers litter the floor. The smell of wet fur and sulphur chokes the damp air.
What kind of bones? Human, animal, creatures?
I'm going to do this a different way. Well, this is all sorts, yes. All sorts of bones. And probably, I would say, mostly animal. I don't think there's any humanoid bones in there.
And all the trails lead to this cave.
The trail that Valeros was following brings you to this cave, yes.
This looks like we have to go in here, people. But, yeah, it stinks. Something living in there. Something's feeding in there.
Let's go in and sort it out, then. We might be able to rescue what's left of the red.
Can't go over it. Can't go round it. Can't go under it. Have to go through it.
So anyway, that's obviously you're following Valeros as you enter into the cave, and hopefully you can see the cave.
Is that a couple bodies at the end of the tunnel there?
It is. It does appear to be at the other end of the tunnel, a body lying prone beneath a tattered red cloak.
Yep, this is not going well for the Red Drakes.
Indeed.
Body's there if you... I'm sorry, I've lost it. It actually does
Someone
appear to
came
be two, but yeah, we'll say that's the body there.
We get the reward whether we return them dead or alive.
I think it was alive.
If we bringing him back alive, we get the extra 500, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure that is how it was, yes.
As Valeris, you approaches, you see the body matches the description of Thalia, the tiefling mage of the Red Drakes.
Anything removed from his face, or is his nose still on? His ear still on?
She seems well, from you can tell she just appears to be unconscious at the moment.
Try waking her up. Ask her what happened.
Does there appear to be any other way out of this cave?
Not that you can tell, no.
And there doesn't appear to be anything monstrous in here, does there?
No, there doesn't appear to be anything monstrous.
Lem starts walking backwards to look out of the entrance, because whatever lives here is probably coming back at some point.
Okay. Can I have survival checks from anyone who has survival? And then we'll worry about what Thalia is.
Right, folks, if you hear me screaming, come running to save me, because something big and nasty's coming.
Okay. As Leb's saying that, Valeros, as you're sort of scratching out to look at Thalia, you said, you're glancing around the place, and Fumbus, it turns out as you and Valeros, although you don't necessarily know yet, are thinking pretty much the same thing. Something's just off about the cave. It looks like it's been staged to look like an owlbear cave, but it's just wrong. You get the distinct impression that it's been set up to look like this, and no creatures live here.
Is it like illusionary, or am I thinking there's a trap?
Yeah, only feel free to make a danger sense roll for the trap. Ezra, no, it doesn't appear to be illusionary, but it's almost like everything's been placed to give the effect that someone thinks it's an owlbear cave, as opposed to it actually being an owlbear cave, if that makes sense. Possibly.
Ezra was thinking he was a druid for a minute and thought he was
big cave.
5, Yeah, notice +2 with -2 for the danger sense means that's still a success. Your danger sense is very useful. As Valeros goes back to Wake Folly, you basically, Sione, you get a sense of danger, as if in some way the body's trapped.
Did you say Valeris was moving towards the body?
He's bending down to try and check on the body and wake her up, because as far as Valeris said something about she appears to be unharmed, and I can see her breathing. So he's bending down to wake her, he said. And then you suddenly get this sense of something's very wrong with doing that. You don't know what, but you just get that warning sense again.
Again, her loyalty will kick in here and scream, Valeris, stop, and run forward a little bit.
Okay.
Like a couple paces here.
Be my guest. What?
The body seems
Don't
trapped.
touch it! It's evil!
Oh, cool. That brings back memories. Good old time bandits. That reminds me of Valeros backs off. You can see as you've got closer, Sione, you can see that she is lying there breathing, but they definitely that sense that the sense of that Valeros was in danger passes as he backs away. What does everyone want to do?
She is unconscious still, though.
She doesn't. Yeah, she's unconscious. Her wrists and feet. I forgot to mention this as you were looking closer. Her wrists and feet are bound together. You know, she's not hogtied, but her hands are bound together and her feet are bound together.
Can I talk to the maul that's on my back and say, do you see the half orc here? That your wielder? Is he here?
I don't. You get some grumbling back in Dwarvish, but eventually he goes, nope, I don't know where he is. So you say so.
Is this another body over by Jarell?
I know it looks like it, but no, there's only meant to be one. I must admit, I didn't. I think the other. I think it's just an unfortunate arrangement of the rocks to make it. It does look like a body, but it's probably meant to stage to look like one rather than actually be one, if that makes sense. Given that what you understand about this place.
Can anybody have a staff or a pole you can poke the girl with and see if you can rouse her up?
Or poke her with my rapier, and that way, if it goes badly,
So so as I say, as you get closer, you see the failure of the tiefling. She's bruised and cut. Her dusky red skin is covered in spell sigil tattoos, quite like Sione. She's covered in, like Sione's got tattoos. She has, but these ones are sort of complement her dusky red skin as opposed to Sione's, which are blue.
If you have a staff, I don't know if I feel comfortable. I don't know if there's more I know about this trap.
Well, as I say, it's just a danger sense that just you don't know what it is, but it was as Valeros went to move her, you just got the sense that there was imminent danger. It went away as everyone backed off. Yes.
Does she have anybody know if she's got wards or anything on her? Can anybody detect magic on her?
Ruby?
You could use. Yeah, you could try that. You could use the ruby or detect magic if you want to detect magic on her. Yep. So if you want to use the ruby, you just have to remember how many times you used it a day. So you take the ruby out, you hold it up to your eyes and say the commander seal, as Ezra explained it in Elvish, and what you discover is that there seems to be a glow coming from inside her cloak. It appears to be a vial of some description, and it's basically balanced in such a way that if she's moved, the vial will basically fall and open and cause an explosion. So it's a magical version of a hand grenade trap, as it were. It's obviously somebody placed it on her. It's not something she could have set up herself in her current unconscious, tied up state.
Or could it be possible to grab the thing, before it goes off?
Now you know where it is. You're able to literally, with Sione's direction, you can sort of grab hold of the cloak area, and
Could I Sorry, could I
Yeah.
call Fumbus over actually as
Yeah,
our
sure.
explosions expert to see if he could adeptly do that?
Oh, absolutely. I like this stuff.
Good call.
Because we can see
Hey,
it.
Fumbus.
You said we can see it.
Fumbus comes jogging over. What? Explosives? Where? What?
Okay.
Ezrin's backed up.
That's okay. Sione's backing up, which is very sensible.
Well, guys, I haven't blown any friendlies up recently.
If Fumbus blows everything up in there, I'm not digging you lot out.
We can't do it. I thought you said we could do that anyway.
So I think it's going to be straightforward. I'm going to make it interesting. It will just be a straightforward agility check to remove the vial without triggering the trap. So whoever wants to do that, feel free to do so.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Just so you know,
Bits of fun, but so I don't want any dodgy
yeah.
bump.
Only those people would have been in danger at the end there, so you're being okay. So yeah, you grab the vial with direction that Fumbus gave you on how to safely deal with it, and you are able to remove the vial of nastiness, explosiveness.
Toss it towards Fumbus. No, I won't. I'll pass it to him.
Okay.
The girl that you took it from on the ground, she's still breathing?
Yes, she is.
That was the idea. If she's still alive, we don't want to kill her, so we can try.
No. I was thinking if she's cute, I'd try to give her mouth to mouth.
So
that's what.
Who's going to give a mouth to
Sela
mouth?
will.
No, but we need a healer ready to give a mouth to mouth, don't we? Who's got healing? I haven't.
Fumbus, make an alchemy check, please, on that vial you've just picked up. Oh, it's good stuff. It's quite potent. Basically, when you throw it, it explodes in a large burst template, causing 66 damage.
Ooh, this is my fun stuff.
So, okay, with the trap removed, you reckon someone could easily awaken her. She's only unconscious after all. You could delicately wake her up, or you've probably got the equivalent of smelling salts. Depends how. And depends.
You wounded or just knocked out?
I'll wake her up.
She's just knocked out. She's cut and bruised. Okay.
Is she pretty?
Yeah, she's probably not too bad. She probably looks like. I think she looks fairly lot like Nixie if you've watched All for One. She's pretty much the same thing. A farm-aged tiefling, basically. If you haven't seen that, it's just it's a cute girl with horns and red skin and a penchant for setting fire to things. She looks like
just wake her up.
She looks like a teenager, but she's probably much older. But she looks like a teenager. That's the thing about tieflings; they seem to look younger than they are. Yeah, you wake her up. She a second she wakes up, she sort of fits around and seems to reflexively reach out with her hands as if trying to find something, and then obviously realises it isn't there. Then she basically looks up and glances around at all of you, and basically in a
Nim sent us.
In a voice barely above a whisper, just asks, "Where am I?"
In a cave. Nim sent us to find you. I think you're part of his team.
Right. Yes. She looks around and goes, they've closed the secret passage, I see. And she points over here in this direction. She goes, I remember being dragged through the snow, bound and tied, and we were taken somewhere else. But they opened up that back wall section, and that's the last thing I remember. And now I find myself here. Where are the others? Have you? And she lists off Brugger and Ivus, and one whose name I can never remember. Ooh, I'll have to go back and check. Garland. Have you seen any of the others?
I believe they're dead. There's someone at the campsite you were at is dead outside, and yeah,
we've got the
guys leave a trap down the road.
Well, they was yeah. Who's they? I don't know. It was I was bound in it. Was a hideous monstrosity with 4 thin legs, a bulbous body that just pulled me along, and Garland and Brugger just pulled the 3 of us along as if we weighed nothing.
Is this Ruger over here on the ground, or who's this dead body?
It's just a pile of rocks that ironically looks like a dead body, I'm going to say. But
I'm going to have a look, see if I can find a way of opening the secret wall.
She goes, there were several rooms behind the wall, but I was in and out of consciousness while inside. I just remember animalistic screams and snarls, and then I woke up here. Yeah, but just make a notice check, Lyrian. Yeah, you basically, knowing now where to look for, you find a hidden lever and you pop it open, revealing a passageway beyond.
Over here, everybody.
Is she able to travel with us? Is she going to be any help to us, or should we just leave her here?
She appears to be in quite a. I mean, she's not unharmed, but she's basically tired, beaten up, and goes.
Not got a healer that could remove fatigue off of her.
She basically says, they did something. It's drained all my power for now. I need time to rest and recuperate. I don't think I will be much help, but I'll be okay out here. I can. If you just.
Did she know what happened to the package, the delivery?
No, it was in the tent with us.
And exactly what was that?
We never opened it. It was just a package. We never opened it. Nim just paid us in advance to deliver it.
Okay. I take it everybody wants to go down the tunnel here, huh?
Hey guys! I see some crates and such. I think we got loot in here.
Okay, I just need to roll this as you enter there. That's not the right thing to roll, so let's try that again. Nothing to worry about. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there seems to be it's a very large cave-like area, and as Fumbus is pointing out, he could see crates and stuff at the end. Dusty barrels and crates are stacked in a corner.
Boys.
Valeros has
People.
legged it off.
Looks like this was the executioner room or dissecting people or something.
Okay, so Valeros' perspective there, you could see 2 steel gurneys with chain restraints near a blood-encrusted drain in the floor. Scissors, gauze, small knives and hooked needles are placed in neat rows on the table.
It's gone very quiet in there, Ezrin. What's going on?
Ezrin's coming in. Sorry.
Guys? Hello? Guys?
Weapons are drawn at this point. They have them.
Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
Oh my God! We need to get in here! Get in here! Oh my God!
Look at my right here. What's on it?
Sorry?
Valeros is checking out the room, the table. What's on it?
Wait, like I say, it's the table. There seems to be all sorts of bits of medical equipment and stuff. Someone with healing could probably use the equipment there for some, to patch people up.
Did the occult thing trigger at all?
Sorry, what were you being occult about?
Well, obviously something untoward's going on in here. So, is it just a straight up torture chamber, or is it more of a
sorry,
some sort of ritualistic type deal? That was what the occult rolls were.
Well, one, it's over here, so I'll just move you over there so you can make it.
There's a door over here.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There's a door over here. I've just spotted.
So yeah, it looks like for all intents and purposes, you can't come up with any real occult as much as it appears to be a very crude sort of operating area. Okay. At this point, I think I'm going to. Oh, Valeros is going around the corner. That seems like a good time. That seems like a good time to. Not punish, but make things interesting. As Valeros looks round the corner there, he realises you're not alone in this cave.
Backs away.
Rusty, yeah, only Valeros can see at the moment. Rusty plates and bolts hold together a bulbous body balanced atop 4 multi-jointed, spindly legs.
Frankenstein.
Bulging owlbear eyes roll in its head, seeking its prey. Make a spirit check, please, Valeros, because it's a bit of a scary sight, this sort of chimera. And I don't mean chimera in the AD&D monster sense. I mean sort of, badly fused together. But you're able to keep your steely resolve. The owlbear eyes rove about. It spots you, and all of you hear it. Hear that howl you heard when that trap was set way back in the past, as it reverberates around the entire cave.
Oi, Fumbus, were you not all going to leave me out? Oh, howling things. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. No problem.
Okay.
I found it!
I'm going to say protection. You've been in there. We'll drop them down to about there. They're still running, but they're almost down. Cena, you get to go first. Oh, yes, it's definitely
Benny
something.
free.
It's definitely unnatural.
Yeah, she doesn't know it's evil.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's invisible on the map, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not invisible on the map. It's invisible on the combat tracker. There you go. I'm going to spend a penny on it. Oh, yeah, you get to there. Silly walls stopping you moving.
Oh, sure, yep. I'll shift.
Any players not walking around the line of sight. Just make them bump in the wall is what I do. So you get walking into a wall and you break your nose.
Cena spends a penny as she swipes again at the snow mutant, and again it fails to hit its armoured side, and then she hits it hard. That's a hit with a raise. Oh. Unfortunately, you swing hard, but it has no apparent effect upon its armoured hide.
Let me do it. What's wrong?
Again.
All right, then she'll stop there.
All good hits, but alas, obviously, it's just quite tough. Valeros comes charging in to stand side by side with Sela.
And I swing at it with swords.
Be my guest.
Have you got party vision turned off for this?
Have I got party vision turned off?
It doesn't matter. I like it like this, that you can't see what the other people are doing unless you go and look.
Party vision shouldn't be off. Yeah, it is off actually. Party vision.
Yeah, no, but it's good like this because they're out of sight. We don't know where they are. They've just run off and they're fighting.
You miss. When we say you miss, you fail to hit with any damaging attack, I should say. Ezran, pondering upon the interesting, the macabre and medical sights you see and hear, you hear that creature crying out. You can hear the sound of Cena and Valeros engaged in melee combat somewhere within the cave. Was a few, yeah. I'm gonna give it a colour.
Does not like seeing that at all.
Ooh, hang on, that should only be -2. Hang on. Actually, ignore that. That's a hit. Thinking about it, I forgot how big the thing is. It wouldn't get cover over the cave wall there. You'll be able to hit that. So a 5 is actually a hit with your enhanced scorching ray. Again, your energy of fire hits it, but again, like the others, it doesn't appear to have any real effect on it. Then I'm going to have to do a couple of bit of... my God. I might have to give you your buddies...
I think that worked.
I think it did. It's a shame I forgot to make him make a fear check first, which would not... Actually, fact, it wouldn't have made any difference on the hit roll. It still would have hit on a 4. But I do need fear checks from Ezran and Seela, because this thing isn't natural and it's a bit scary looking, especially as it's obviously been built from other creatures and things. I think Seela would probably...
And a fear roll would be...
Spirit. Just a spirit check. I don't think any of you got any penalties on it, so you're okay. Yeah, you're all fine. Okay, I am going to spend bennies to try and soak... Yes! The snow mutant creature is hit by your flames, and you
Bloody
do...
GM spending bennies.
You do appear... it's a good hit, but it doesn't appear to have slowed it down much at all.
What are you doing spending bennies?
Haven't spent any yet. It's about time I did.
Wait, the Game Master gets bennies too?
Yeah, isn't it?
Okay, it's long. It's got long, spindly legs, and it reaches out and stabs at a Valeros with one of its legs. Well, actually, 3 of its legs. Well, it's a frenzied attack. Missing, and hitting. As Valeros is skewered by one of the legs. Yeah. Okay.
Holy fuck.
That's why I turned damage cap on. Because you only have to soak 1 wound to not die.
That damage cap does.
That's what damage cap does.
Make
Without
easy
damage
mode.
without damage cap, I just inflicted 8 wounds, which means you have to soak 5 of them to not die. Okay, so Valeros, this hit will incapacitate you and put you out of the fight unless you soak it. So the easiest way to do that is hold down control. You should see an option to soak appear on the combat tracker, or just conversely, just drop a Benny in the chat, make a vigor roll, and I'll do it manually for you. I don't mind which way you do it.
The combat tracker, though, like we did them, yeah.
And just make a vigor check. For each multiple of 4 you get, you will negate one of the 4 wounds you're about to take. Which means you take 3 wounds at the moment. You can try again if you want. It's up to you. At the moment you're taking 3 wounds. Oh! That was a bad move to say. Okay.
Oh well.
Valeros is incapacitated by the mutant as he goes down hard. He will recover at the end of the fight. He's just incapacitated. I've never actually incapacitated a player in a con game before. That's quite strange. Except for the very first one I ever run, where the guy knocked himself out in the very first dice roll of the game. When the train stops and he head butted the pole, the poles you hold onto in the train, and knocked himself out.
Dreadful.
Sorry about that, Valeros, but you're unconscious on the floor in a pool of your own blood.
Well, years ago, I was playing D&D when I was at school, and got shot with an arrow, and I said, "I'll pull the arrow out," and the GM rolls damage. He said, "You take 6 damage. You're now dead." That was it. End of my character.
Sione, You move into position just as you come round the corner just as Valeros drops bleeding to the floor, skewered by a mutated creature's limb.
Awesome. So this is horrifying. We're going to cast another shield on our paladin.
Okay.
As well as myself. And
Actually,
I do...
yeah. Sorry. Yes, by all means. Actually, yeah. Don't worry. If you get a better roll, it's a good thing to get. So.
Great. I'm wondering if I use one more PowerPoint to add more armor. Does that do it for both of us or just one?
I do believe it's basically let's check it.
It does it for both.
I figured it does it for both, and it's just because it's +1 for each additional person. So you sort of put the base cost together and then add a PowerPoint that you replicate it out. So yeah, for an extra PowerPoint, it will do extra armor on both of you. So that's a +4 or a +6 with a raise, I believe, armor. But you do need to get a 4 to cast it. Oh no! Oh, that's okay.
Oh no!
Oh no, you've got Elan. That's fine. So you succeed with us on the casting the second time. So with the extra armor, that means you're going to do +4 on. You said the paladin and yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. That means that replaces the protection that's still running. Lem. Right. You hear what sounds like a Valaris-like cry of pain.
Lem's going to walk in past Fumbus.
Yep.
And now, obviously, can't see anything that's going on there. But the illusionary Valeros wanders in here, puts his hands on his hips and says, in Lem's voice, "Now, what exactly are you lot doing leaving me out of all of this? I mean, really? I mean, you've left me out. You walked off without me. Not a single one of you even said, 'Hey, Lem, we've got a secret passage and we're going through it and come in this way.' Now, really, would one of you have just told me what was going on?" And as the creature has just basically taken Valeros down and another Valeros has just wandered in and had a rant, I would like that to be a test against the creature, even though I can't see it, if that's okay.
It's a bit dodgy, but why not? I'm feeling generous, especially as I've just incapacitated the guy who's never played Savage Worlds before.
So,
I killed him the other day in Savage Worlds.
Don't feel bad for me.
As that's an ongoing spell, would that be spell casting? Or would it be a taunt or a performance?
I'd say
because they're all yeah.
I know.
Wait, you sure it wasn't your illusion that got hit and I'm back there?
I like it.
You know what?
DM,
you know what? Can I spend a penny to control the narrative and have that be the illusionary Valeros that's taken down?
Oh, God, then.
that's a good way of using bennies.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Okay, so you basically, Valeros, you just watch yourself die, but it wasn't you. Although,
so narratively, illusionary Valeros walked in, had a rant in Lem's voice, and got killed.
Yes.
Oh my God! Help!
I will leave Valeros shaken by the experience of watching himself being killed. Lyrian.
Excellent. I'm going to go there.
Okay.
Do I have to make what check do I have to make to not be
spirit check, fear check. Because it's quite a terrifying sight. Well, it's not terrifying, but it's an unpleasant sight.
My spirit's absolute shit.
It's only a -1 penalty on trait rolls because you're scared of it, but it's up to you.
Why is it a -2? Oh, I rolled a 2, didn't I? Here, okay.
Okay, so you are scared, which is trait -1.
Oh, bugger.
That's all it is. If you critically failed, it's a terror check, and then you get to roll on what I based on the amount of times it comes up, I call the heart attack table. Okay, what do you want to do?
We'll shoot it.
Okay.
Twice and then reload.
Go for it. That's 3 actions then. Your first shot. Misses. Hang on, no, it doesn't. You only need a 4.
It's a 4 as a hit, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you haven't targeted it.
Oh, I did target it. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, it moved. It's
No,
moving closer to me. No, don't come close to me. Go away. Okay, so that's I'll roll the damage.
Oh, you can roll the second hit if you want. Yeah, you can roll the damage.
Not going to do anything.
No, and your second shot. That does miss.
Bollocks. And then I'll reload.
Okay.
And then I'll pass my turn.
And that brings us to Fumbus, the Goblin Alchemist. So it's all sorts of stuff going on. There's, talking, crying, and gunshots. It's all happening somewhere where you can't see it at the moment, Fumbus.
Yeah. It's all great fun. So Fumbus is going to come up here and see what he can see.
Yep. Spirit check, please.
I can now see him, so... Oh, yeah, I made something like that.
The other thing, the other thing, obviously, Sione and you and Ezra is, that's what happened to the owlbear eyes. As you look at the creatures looking at you, back at you.
Very pretty, isn't it?
And I will not get close to it. No, not combat. Powers. There we go. I will... Got these funny names on these. I gotta make sure I'm looking at it. There we go. Yeah, I am going to throw my psychocarbonic bomb at him.
Oh, that sounds fun. So you're going to mix all the chemicals together, getting a 5, which is is accurate, and obviously it's also you throwing it as well, so you accurately throw it at it.
It needs to make an agility roll.
Ooh.
At -2 to avoid their gaze, to avoid the flash.
Nice. -4 if you get the raise. That's nice. Okay, -2 on its agility. It fails. No, it didn't. It failed because I saw the 4, but it's -2, isn't it? So it's a 2, so it fails.
No, it's got the -2. It says agility -2. Right. Never. Look at me. Okay, so it is now victims are shaken and -2 to parry until their next action.
Okay, that is parry -2. Nicely done. Until its next action. So that'll be
That will be my turn.
wonderful stuff. So you just there's like basically a flash. There's a bright flash comes from round the corner, and you hear it howling in plain. And that brings us to Jarell.
Well, all the rest are going one way. She's going to go this way to back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be a spirit check. As you see the hideous creature, which is fine. I don't expect anyone to fail it. It's just there to make things more interesting. Because when they do, like Lyrian.
I didn't really fail it. I just was pretending to so I could get a minus every time.
Do I have a potential shot on it, or was my angle?
Oh, no, you got a shot on it. Yeah. That's a hit with a raise. That's a wound. What am I doing? I'm gonna spend a penny on that.
Of course you are.
It fails. It takes the wound. It is wounded and shaken, except it was already shaken anyway. But yes, and please end your turn. Thank you very much. Okay, we're dealt some cards in. Ezran's going first. Where am I on this combat? I've got the 4 of spades. I want a better card than that. Oh, I've got the ace of spades. I unshake. And
So Ezra's going.
I'm afraid I usurped you with the ace of spades. I'm afraid. After last time, I'm still going to do it again. After killing Valorous, it's very confused. It decides it's going to try and kill Valorous again. But this time, it's obviously so confused, it misses.
That's because the illusionary Valoros is still there and has just got back up again.
No, well, unless you wanted to maintain it, I assumed you wouldn't. Like when you killed it, it died. So, but Ezra, sorry, back to you, sir.
Okay, so I'm confused a little bit on Dimension Door.
Oh yes.
So if I did, all I have to do is cast it, and I can send this thing someplace.
No, you can only cast it on yourself, I believe.
I think that's changed.
Oh, really? I can't.
I mean, you can cast it. You can cast it. I don't think you can cast it on foes. It's the idea is to let you teleport to somewhere else. Oh, teleport foe. I apologise. You've got to touch it.
It gets to resist.
Yeah, if you look at the very, if you scroll down, teleport foe. Foes might be targeted by a touch attack. This is an action, so the casting must be the second part of a multi-action if the attack is successful. The foe resists the casting with an opposed spirit roll against the arcane skill total and is sent up to 12 inches away, 24 with a raise. It cannot be teleported into this object. So you'd have to walk up to it, multi-action, successfully touch it, which is a fighting roll at +2, and then successfully cast the spell.
Okay, so it does, and it doesn't send it someplace else.
It does. You get to move it up to 12 inches or 24 inches away if you successfully cast the spell.
Right, but it's not okay. It's not what I was thinking it was. Then I'm not going to move there. I'm going to move.
Yeah. It's more useful for when you need to get people. You want to flank stuff and stuff. You can cast it on your allies and they won't resist. So you literally cast it. For example, you cast Cumbus and have him teleport to there, for example.
If you're outside, you can teleport things 24 inches straight up and they take a lot of falling damage.
They would.
Fair enough. I was sorry to drag it down.
No, it's
I will
fine.
go ahead and just hit him with my enhanced scorching ray.
Go for it. No, it's always interesting to use different spells, and it's a very valid tactic if you weren't, as you say, inside the cave. I mean, you could get it away, which gives you a chance to fortify and regroup, but that's about it. I'm afraid its toughened armor is proving too hardened to penetrate.
What's that thing that lowers its traits? Distracted, is it?
Vulnerable makes it easy to hit. Distracted makes it harder for it to do something. But anyway, the Ezran's scorching ray has pierced through. I'm going to apply that. And then Ezran backs off quite sensibly. He howls in rage and pain as the scorching ray pierces its tough hide, bringing us to Jarell.
I move over so she gets a slightly clearer line of fire and a better range.
Mm-hmm.
And since an arrow worked on it before, why not again? Oh, I'm not going to flat out miss. Not with that many pennies. Oh, one more. Much better.
That's a hit with a raise. Roll that damage. It's you. I'm going to soak it. Soaks it. Yeah, the arrow pierces it, but doesn't appear to slow it down. Sealer. Fortified by Sione's armor protection.
She'll take a couple actions. The first being to try to cast Divine Bond on herself.
Oh, nice.
For armor piercing plus the 2.
Okay, so that gives you that gives you let's see how. I'm just trying to think the easiest way to do that. The easiest way to do that would be 2, I think. And that's casting Smite on yourself, which gives you actually, I didn't know. Yeah, you got it. Actually, yeah, the divine. Yeah, I take it you meant to redo divine bond when you spent the Benny rather than casting bless as well.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Yep.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you get smite doing damage plus. Oops, there we go. I need to take that off and that off, and if I go damage plus 2, comma AP 2, that should do it. Go for it.
Perfect.
And her swing. She'll keep it. The smite was, or the divine bond was the important part.
Indeed it was, yes. Divine Bond was the very important part there. And that brings us to Lyriad, who's still a bit scared of this thing.
Yeah, pretending to be scared. That's all right.
Okay, right. Yes.
Make everyone else feel better. Okay, we'll just take 2 actions. I'm going to shoot twice.
Okie doke.
Son of a bitch.
You shake it.
Wow, that's right. Shaken's good.
Shaking is good. I think makes it easy to hurt it a second time. That's another hit for the raise.
Get 2 6s on this roll.
Sorry?
So I need to get 2 6s on this roll, but it didn't work. But I wounded it. There you go.
So I didn't catch what you said, Ezrin.
Oh, no, that was me saying, you said something about shaking makes it easier to wound next time. I said, unless you put Hardy on it, which you often do.
Yeah, well, yes, I am a git like that, aren't I? But this time I haven't. And it takes its third and final wound and goes down.
Yeah. Now I'm going to reload your pistols. Right.
Okay. Well, that appears to answer the question of what happened to the eyeballs.
Poor old owlbear.
Yeah, however, stopping to think, this was pretty awful, but we haven't found what made it.
We go to this door and have a listen.
There's another door down here.
There is another door down there.
So what? It was that pile of pipes making all the noise.
We're trying to listen at the doors.
What's Jim Morrison got to do with it?
He's dead.
If you try to listen at the door, make a notice check, please.
If Lem is within 10 feet of you, that will be at a -4.
Exactly, but he isn't, I was going to say. This door that Liran's in front of is barred from the outside.
Well, from our side, okay.
Yeah, what you can hear what sounds like. Well, you can hear what sounds like someone talking in there, as if it's sort of rapidly but quietly. You can't
Any
make
language
it
I
out.
recognise. I speak common, dwarven, orc, and elf.
You don't. You can't. It's too indistinct to hear what's actually being said, but seems like someone's talking to themselves. Valeros. Unfortunately, that was what we've got. You can't hear anything coming from this one. It's disturbingly quiet.
Tyrion is going to say hello to whoever's on the other side of the door.
Did Ezrin find anything on that monstrosity body?
That's a very good question. Did you find anything on that monstrosity body? I forgot to check. I don't think you do.
Give the owlbear his eyes back if Daddy hasn't killed him in it.
It was magically patched and fused, sewn together, made out the most anatomy harvest from snow-adapted creatures. It had the no, but it had the speed of the elk, the eyesight of an owlbear, the strength of one of those Arctic gorilla, those tear things you attacked earlier. But other than that, no, it doesn't appear to be anything else. And it had rusty plates bolted onto it. Are you opening this door, Lyrian?
I'm just talking to whoever's on the other
There's
side.
no, you don't hear a response. You don't hear a response from the other side.
Okay, well, I'll start undoing the bolts then.
Okay,
My curiosity is getting the better of me.
You lift the bolt. You lift the bolt, and the door opens. It creaks open, revealing a room full of large cages. The room smells of dead animals and offal. What appears to be a mangled hippogriff carcass is rotting in the largest cage. I've forgotten which living one I put it in. Basically, the chanting, for that's what you realise it is coming from that cage there. A red dragonborn appears to be sitting in the cage with his legs crossed and eyes shut, chanting softly and fingers held in an intricate pose. What are the rest of you up to?
If Relaris has listened to this door and is shrugging, Lem's going to try and open it and then discover it's locked. Oh, no, maybe he's not.
Well, if you want to open it, open it.
I just did. It was locked before, though. And I'll have a look through.
Hang on. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the door. It's definitely meant to be open. There we go. And you have a look through. Okay, right. Here we go. So, the monstrosity vats. Okay, so this cavern is dominated by 5 tall, glowing vats, multi-limbed pale creatures with exposed organs and backwards anatomy are floating behind the glass. A woman in a cowl untangles a nest of tubes connected to one of the vats. She's wearing pouches bristling with potions and tinkering implements. A female half-orc lies unconscious on the floor of the metal cage. That's over in the corner there. A table full of bottles and tinctures sits opposite a rumpled bed. She doesn't seem to have been too aware of you coming in, and she seems to be muttering to herself. And she's saying something you're not entirely sure, but it's something about nature will never achieve perfection on its own, and it needs intervention to perfect everything.
Shoot her in the back of the head with an arrow.
This is the League of Evil singing telegram service. Would you be the mad scientist and or spellcaster of the cave complex?
You could have done, but obviously Leb's big mouth kicks in and therefore warns the bad person. Oh, hang on. Why did that do that? That didn't do what I expected it to do. Delete the shortcut. I'm not going to accept the movements just yet. For some reason, I didn't actually create the encounter for this room. I'm not sure why.
While you're doing that, I'm going to talk to the Dragonborn.
Indeed. I did actually make a token for him, so where is he?
That was going to be my attempt at a confusion spell.
I did. Okay, I understand completely, but she will get to make a notice check first to see if she does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She will get a notice check to see if she realises you're coming in.
Yeah.
And then that will decide if you manage to surprise her. Then obviously you manage to surprise. Yeah. If you don't, I'll do initiative and then I'll see what happens. Where's her notice? Notice. Yeah, I think she knows you're coming.
Okay.
And I think as you start your spiel, she gets to react first. I think on an ace of diamonds. I'm afraid, especially after that.
Yeah, I'm not really going to get the ace of diamonds. I don't think I'll bother with the card.
No. She turns round and basically drops a fireball on the four of you. That's not medium, right? Oh, it is. Leb, unfortunately, you're the only one who actually gets hit by that.
Oh, well.
I don't know why that didn't actually roll the dice. Let's try again. Yeah. The others basically obviously are able to evade the fireball just as it drops in. I don't know why. It's got range on it for some reason. Oh, because it's alchemical, so she froze it, and that's the problem. Okay, so basically, from your perspective, Leb goes in, starts casting a spell, and then the whole area around you just explodes as the human alchemist throws a blast bomb at you. And yeah.
From where I am, do I see her?
Yeah, that's a very good question. No, I don't think you can. You'll have to move into the room.
As I move in, can I spot her and charge at her?
You certainly can as you move into the room, no problem. I just want to check what's going on here and then I shall be with you guys. Oh, right, that's fine, yeah. She then, after that, she then manoeuvres herself away after you come in and heads over here. And she basically seems to release a catch on the bottom of the
Vat.
vat, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. On the bottom of the vat, and it basically opens and the thing steps out. But it's way down the initiative tracker, so we won't worry about that. In the meantime, it's Sione gets to react now. Sione.
I think I'm gonna try to step in and acid spray as much of the room as possible.
Sounds good to me. Go for it. Always a good thing to do that before the rest of the pesky heroes get in the way. You get to there, no problem at all. Well, that looks quite... Yep. Go for it. Make your acid spray casting roll, please. That is... Even with her dodge, you still hit her. So roll that damage. 7 points of damage. That's enough to wound her, so I might have to try and soak that. In the meantime, what also will happen is specimen number 4. The acid eats through the case of specimen number 4, releasing it, and also through the case of specimen number 3, releasing that as well. Unfortunately, they were protected by the glass, but also you do 7 points of damage to specimen number 5 because it had already been released from the cage. So you wound her potentially and shake specimen number 5. I am going to spend one of my rapidly diminishing bennies on her to attempt to avoid your blast, which I do. But yep, the acid sprays over everything. It narrowly avoids her as she ducks down behind the vat, which then promptly melts from your acid spray. And she looks very annoyed with you.
For sure, and I see that. And I still believe I only moved 4.
Yes.
So I'd like to go back 2 and say, someone get in there and just blow up the whole room.
Sounds good to me. Go for it. You back off out of the way to the corner and starts frantically suggesting that someone gets in there and blows up the whole room, which brings us to
Lem's gonna look up at Sione and say, "That's the other short person." Do you think all short people are the same? Do we all look alike to you or something?
How far can I throw Frumbus into the room?
Well, he's going before you, so he'd have to wait for your card. You're way down on the 5 of diamonds at the moment.
So Thomas goes stomping into the room, looks over at her and goes, "Hey, that was not a fireball. This is a fireball." And I'm going to throw that flask that we found on the trap.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Oh, she's not going to avoid it, which is annoying. I just thought I'd get that out of the way.
It was a large burst template.
Yeah, large burst template. Or is it medium? Hang on, what's 3 inches? Oh no, it's a large. It is large. Yep, it's large.
Okay, so I'm going to hook it right there.
Okay.
And you said 66. 4, 5, 6.
Okay, 21 damage. 3 wounds on that. 4 wounds on her. Imperfect specimen number 2 is released as the whole case explodes. Imperfect specimen number 1 is released. It doesn't get to act this round as the case explodes, but in the meantime you do 21 points of damage to this one and this one, which is not letting me actually.
Is she really toughness 1? Because I'm guessing she's not.
Is it showing her as toughness 1?
Yep.
That's interesting. That's
Harry 1 2 for that.
That's a bit worrying, to say the least. I spent ages. Oh gosh, yes, I didn't give her a parry. So her parry should be 5. Her toughness should be 5. Yeah, that's better.
And you need to take her off the combat tracker and put her back on again.
Shouldn't need to do... Yeah, I will. It's a real pain you have to do that. I thought there was a way to update it. Oh well, let's delete her and put her back on the combat tracker. That's what happens when you set up your big bad right at the end and forget about it. Queen of Spades will do. That'll still get her up the top of the tracker, high enough up the tracker that she's already been. And then I can slash DMG 21, which turns it into damage. I need to put her back on the map, which would help a lot, wouldn't it? Because she was there, and I need to make her visible. So there we go. Then I do 21 damage to her, and 21 damage to this one, and 21 damage to this one, and 21 damage to this one, I believe, as well. So that was quite effective.
You've muted yourself, Kev, if you hadn't noticed.
How did I manage that? Okay, hello. So that's quite effectively, impressively annoying. And she's still 4 wounds. I'm going to have... this could be a very short final battle at this rate. I'm going to have to blow all my bennies here, aren't I? One more for luck. Nope. So she takes 3 wounds as it goes off. Gosh, Dayu, that trap was meant to be lovely and explosive and very damaging, and who cares?
Nicely done there, Fumbus. But I'm pretty sure she actually made that. So, the whole "that's not a fireball, this is a fireball" thing kind of fell a little bit flat, except it did nearly kill her, so I'll give you that one.
I don't care who made it. It was still fun.
Ezrin, we might finish way early at this rate. You've motored through faster than I thought. Oh well, that's okay.
Isn't there like a Tiamat dragon in the other room?
No, it's absolutely fine. I have a contingency for you steamrolling through the adventure.
Excellent.
Okay, so Ezrin is going to... and then run there just to see what's going on.
Okie dokie. Stupid walls. They're great for
Except
blocking
they got
line of sight.
hung
but-
up on a.
Yeah, they're great for blocking line of sight. The big tokens do like to get stuck on them.
All right, and then
Hey, that funky music, Ezrin.
Okay.
Got a raise.
she's half baked.
That's Lem, the half-baked bard. Can't you read it
I think
on
she's still dead, though.
There's more raises than that.
Oh well. Big bad step. I don't mind.
So was
Lyria.
that it?
I'm going to talk to this Dragonborn. See what
Okay.
the crack.
Well, is he visible? Is he showing up?
He's not, but you told me he's in that cage, so
Yeah,
I've gone
no,
up.
I don't know what. He should be there. There he is. It's because he's. It would appear that if you put him on a mirror, he vanishes. Can you see him now?
No.
There he is.
There now is him. Yes, there he is.
Wasn't there a dragonborn among the red cloaks that we were looking?
Yeah, I think he looks like one of the dragon. That's what I was thinking. He's one of
Yes.
them lot. Because
So
we could help
obviously,
him in
while
that
the
tough
combat's
fight
going on
back
next
there.
door, while the combat's going on next door, I'll have you guys talk to this one. So he's locked. He's locked inside that box, and he looks up when you come in. He looks up, finishes his chanting, and says, "There isn't much time. You must rescue Brugger."
Can we try and open this open this cage?
He is locked in. You'll either need to make a successful thievery check, which is at -2 if you don't have lockpicking equipment, of course, or you'll need to find the keys.
I've got none of that equipment, but I can just try my luck and see what happens in it.
Well, so it'll be an unskilled at -2. You'll need.
I
Jarell,
suppose Jarell hasn't got any.
that brings us to Valeros back here. While you're doing that,
All right, so she's still alive at this point.
well, there seems to be the two of these unnatural creatures that are climbing. Well, basically, are being freed by their shattered vats. They seem to be crawling out and looking malicious and very unpleasant and sort of not very nice.
Well,
to say the
I was
least.
going to do. I'll charge in and go to the closest target. So I don't know.
Let's get rid of this template. So,
Skip Jarell.
sorry. Yes, I didn't realise I had.
You skip Lem as well. You skip Lem too.
We're still in the middle of trying to do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna step up and try to, I'm gonna mention to the Dragonborn that while we found the Tiefling, we haven't found Brugga yet. But there's others out there searching. And
No problem at all. You're going to need to run to reach him because your movement will get you that far at the moment. So he'll just be out of your range. But then when he comes to you, you can hit him.
Yeah, I'll stay there and let it come to me. I'll get first strike.
Seela. Sorry, you were saying, Jarell?
I was trying to help
Yeah.
unsecure the cage, get the.
Yeah, unfortunately, you need an 8 if you're untrained and without lockpicks to pick the lock, as it were. So it's a good attempt, but you'll need the keys. You suspect? You got 2 more inches of movement. Brings the two of you side by side. Garland says. Sorry, sorry.
Can I?
Go on.
Can I take my turn now?
Of course you can. I apologise.
Thank you. It's all right.
I managed to miss you.
I know. I'm so quiet and shy and retiring.
Exactly.
So Lem's going to wonder anything. I was going to deliver that message to you, but now you're dead. So I'm just going to have a hissy fit, and then he's going to scream at the top of his voice to try and stun those two.
Okay.
And we can Benny that. That'll do. I'm putting fatigue into that and area effects, so that's going to be 6 power points. Fatigues them, and then they can make a bigger roll.
Sometimes I really hate powers. Imperfect specimen 1, imperfect specimen up there. And then they get to make vigor checks or be stunned. Well, this is going to be a really, really, really short fight, isn't it? Vigor check at -2, isn't it? Because you didn't get the raise, so it's just straightforward vigor.
Oh, curse you!
No, I don't feel so bad now. Garland says. Karina, the mad woman, has the keys to the two of you, and that brings us to the second round of mayhem, madness, and chaos. And
well, at least the charred body has the key.
Indeed, the charred body has the key. Indeed. So it's the imperfect specimen, which is this one. Decides to. Just walk into Valeros's area of attack.
First strike then.
Indeed. Hellfrost added one of my all-time favourite edges to give to bad guys. Sidestep. It negates first strike. Used to make my day, that did. You hit and you hit. Roll the damage. Well, it's not lasting very long, is it? Okay, that's 19 points of damage to it, and another 6 points of damage to it. The 90 points of damage just basically incapacitate it, so you cut the poor unfortunate creature down, which is probably a blessing, really, because they don't look very nice. And that brings us to Celia, with your protection and smite still running.
She's going to run up and take 2 faithful swings with her longsword.
Okie dokie, go for it. That's a hit. And that's a miss. Well, you got one hit in.
Do you know if it'll save? Since I sillily rolled the hit there. Or should I hit the plus damage button?
Just roll the damage, you're fine.
Right.
Oh dear. It's still enough because of the smite. You killed the last of the imperfect specimens. Meaning I will unlock tokens for you can randomly run around the map without any problems now.
Go! I'm going to get the key to unlock what's his face and run them back.
Okay, you find the keys and are able to free Garland. Yep, no problem at all. What do the rest of you wish to do? Now
I'm searching this room, especially this locked thing over here.
Okay, obviously as you basically come over in the cage over there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Yep, you did surprise it. Well, you did surprise it, but you still killed it really blimmin' fast. Inside lying on the floor of the cage is a half-orc. She appears to be conscious, but obviously in a bad way. She's got a shaved head with gold earrings, and as you come over, she looks up at you, Valeros, and says, "This feels worse than the time the Scorpion got me." It's very the speech is slightly slurred, and obviously there's some wavering there, and when the eyes don't seem to be able to focus on you correctly, so they're obviously not in a good way.
So she needs to be healed immediately with some.
Yep, you are able to remove any traces of poison, and she seems to feel a lot better like that. And she looks up and thanks you, and sees the charred remains over there, and says, "Oh, you got the you got her. Well done." And goes, "What about my friends? What are the rest of you up to? You got a whole room to read."
I'm just going through her desk looking for anything fun and interesting.
Going through the desk looking for anything fun and interesting. Well, that brings us to what you find upon her shelves is obviously the large iron key has already been taken by Lyrianne. What you do find on the shelves is all sorts of chemicals and other stuff. Also appears to be a pouch containing a fair amount of gold coin. Also appears to be a set of glass goggles and what a sealed package, which you assume is the special order. Yeah, the package. Nim's special order. A sealed casket 2 foot by 1 foot. I knew I put it down the description somewhere. To open it, you'd have to break the seal. But it was just put on the shelf for later examination, you expect. But as I say, there's a set of goggles and some gold coins, which I will share amongst the party straight off. There you go.
Return this to Nim intact.
Can we give Bruga her hammer now, or her maul?
You certainly can give Bruga her ball, so she takes it thankfully. And
now that's a very good idea, Ezra. I think looking through that ruby thing and having a look around is a fantastic idea.
Okay. Do you wish to use the ruby on the goggles and around the rest of the room?
Definitely do that.
Okay.
Is this...
That's interesting. Someone goes, that always makes me wonder what they've seen that I haven't. and I get paranoid. Apparently, these goggles appear to. I don't think they'll be of much interest to. You are human, aren't you? Yeah. They appear to be goggles that, while wearing them, although you might look a bit strange because you've got glass goggles on your head, over your eyes, you gain the ability to see in the dark and gain the ability to see using infravision. So they're just goggles of infravision, which you don't really need at this point, but it was more just an interesting item I found and rolled up and just for the sake of it. But anyhow, sharing out the gold again. Due to success, congratulations, you successfully saved 2 individuals. Now I do believe Garland comes in. He's still a bit. He's looking a bit worse for wear. But he's looking around. He seems to be desperately looking for something.
What are you looking for, Garland?
That package that Nim had us bring. It must be here somewhere.
Would that be this package?
He goes. He stumbles slightly as he reaches for it and says, "That would be the one. Please, I wish to relieve you of its heavy burden."
We were told to bring it back to Nim with you.
Only weighs about £5. He goes, yes, but we were originally entrusted with it. Maybe I should hold on to it.
You failed the mission. We're gonna take it back to Nim as directed, and then you can deal with Nim and have a conversation with him.
But you don't understand. It must be destroyed.
Why must it be destroyed?
Well, the danger it poses. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for that package. We must destroy the package.
And why must we destroy the package? You're saying things about danger. You're being very, very vague at the moment. Try and be a little bit more specific.
Brugger's going, has anyone got the key, by the way? He's still... I forgot to make a token for Brugger, but he's still stuck. She's still stuck in the cage over there. But that's by the by.
Still stuck in a cage?
The half-orc. She's been healed, but obviously you ran off with the key. So they couldn't...
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll let her out of the cage, yeah. I'm not giving her the key. I've still got the keys.
It's just
Duran's got the key. Ezran's got the secret.
Who's Garland?
Garland is the Dragonborn cleric of the Red Drakes, and Brugger is, I'm just adding on now, is the half-orc warrior with her maul back now. You see,
Valeros knows Nim, so does Valeros know Nim to be dodgy in any way, shape, or form?
Valeros
Barely remember the dude.
Exactly.
I met him in a drunken stupor one time, and I think he had me do something for him. I forget what it was, when, or where. But hey, he's offering us gold.
If they can give us a valid reason why we should destroy this thing, we're going to just do what we were told to do.
Yeah, I'm bringing this back to him.
Lem's going to go and square up Garland's neighbour.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
We took a lot of risks. Go ahead, Lem.
Lem goes and squares up to Garland's navel. And then looks up at him and says, right, so if what's in that box is all dangerous and bad, and it's all really bad, be a bit more specific about what the problem with it is, and maybe we can come to some kind of an accord.
Well, we need to examine it to determine whether it's dangerous or not, and once we know that, we can determine whether it should be destroyed or not. But at the moment,
Hang on a minute. You already said that it was dangerous and it needed destroying. So you're changing your story already, which is making you look an awful lot less trustworthy than anybody else. So I'm thinking we need to do what we were hired to do and take this back.
He goes, I have faith in my goddess, and therefore I feel we should destroy it.
I've had faith that we were also told to take you back if we could. So come on, let's go back, and we can deal with. We'll talk to Nim when we get back. The whatever you're talking about, breaking it for what reason? What's your goddess said? Why you got a goddess telling you to break it for?
How would you recommend that we go about breaking it? Is it something that has to be done up here in the mountains, or can it be done once we get back into town?
Well, we should not return. It should obviously. Nib, if we give it back to Nib, he will just basically arrange for it to be sent down to the port town to its recipient until we break the seal to open and examine the contents. Then we can determine how we can destroy the evil that lies within.
We don't know it's evil.
I'm not going back on a deal. We're supposed to get get it,
and
go back.
The port town's on the other side of the pass, right?
Yes.
And so if we take it back to Nim, we're taking it further away from the port town where it's supposed to be going. So we can take it back to Nim, and then he can open it up and everything. Then we can find out if it needs destroying, and we'll destroy it there, but without blowing up the pub because he owes us an awful lot of beer.
Not to mention, we're taking a great deal of risk, and we don't get paid until we return the package.
And Sealer's a paladin. Can you detect evil, Sealer, and see if there's evil in the box?
I've been looking the whole time.
Yeah, you haven't had any indication of it. There does seem to be some ward over it, though, that does seem to protect it. But you think that may well be part of the magic seal.
You got it. Yeah, she reports that.
Okay. I think we should just go back to town, take these two with us, and three with us, because there's that other one, the wizard back at the tiefling that Daddy.
They ask. So obviously, Brugger and Garland ask after Thalia and Iovus. What happened to them?
Who's Thalia, the wizard?
The tiefling, yeah.
Yeah, she's back there. She's all right. The other guy is dead. We found he had his tongue and teeth removed.
Matter of fact, there's part of them in the hallway out here.
Well, okay, so basically, obviously by this point the storm will have hit, so you are stuck here for about 12 hours waiting for the storm to abate. So it's quite a tense time with with Garland and Brugger and Thalia arguing amongst themselves. Garland's the only one who seems determined that I did have one for Thalia. There we are. There's Thalia. Let's put her on them. Let's put her on there.
These keys lock that door.
No, the keys unlock the unlock the cages.
The doors have got no locks, so we're just gonna keep guard by these doors, not let anyone leave.
Okay.
I go back over to that other room and reseal the door so nothing can get out of its cage and out here.
No problem at all. Well, as I say, it's an uneventful 12 hours, and eventually the storm abates.
Can you restore power points?
Yes, you most certainly can. In 12 hours, you can. So basically,
just 10 of them, though, right?
up to your maximum, yeah. So be your starting number. 12 hours means you can restore up to 60, but obviously none of you got that many, so everyone gets their full PowerPoint allotment basically again. Obviously once the storm abates, the others, the Red Drakes basically make it clear they want to hold a funeral for Iovis and bury him where he fell, and then they'll pack up their stuff and accompany you back to the Lakeside Inn if that's where you wish to head.
Yeah. I suggest that's where we go, yeah.
And I think we'll help them bury their friend as well.
So, so basically it's an uneventful journey all the way back.
I'll sing them a slightly off-key funeral dirge.
Until we find ourselves back where we started. Outside the Lakeside Inn. There we go. And where's Nim? All the way back where you started at the Lakeside Inn. Isn't that a wondrous round trip you've taken there? So there we go. Unlock tokens because you can move freely around that one. So
Here you go, get a drink.
When you get them, we're here to find out your secret.
As you arrive back at the inn, Nim is visibly heartened to see 3 of the 4 drakes there. You actually do see there was concern in his eye, and it does seem to he does seem to look better for it when he sees that 3 of the 4 have survived. He does seem genuinely concerned and upset when the fate of Iovis is revealed to him, and he does bow his head, and you see him muttering a few things. At the same time, Thalia and Garland's basically sort of pick a seat and sit down. Brugger approaches you, Valeros, and basically offers you her maul, saying she's decided that it's that the continuing the adventuring life is not for her, and she's going to take up he's going to take up a less dangerous life.
I think I'll take up knitting.
Yeah, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And on the journey back, there's been more than one occasion you do get the impression that Garland's been eyeing the thing and just trying to work out if a way to recover the Why is Gerald not on the map? Yes, you are. Yeah.
Well,
Down-
I'll talk
down the
to
bottom next to Ezra.
Nim.
He's
Let him
been
know
trying
we're
to
back.
Yeah.
And your friend over there, Garland, wants us to destroy it, but it's your item. It's your choice what to do with it. And here you go. You got to pay us now.
Well, obviously, he pays all of you the 500 each, which is going to be quite a lot of money. Well,
Well, it was
1,
300
2, 3,
and 500
4, 5, 6,
extra.
7, 8.
Should be 800, shouldn't it?
No, it was 500 each.
I
I thought it was 500 per head to bring him back.
I understood it to be
1500.
800. Come on, you promised us.
And more importantly, all the beer we can drink. How long have we got? And when does our time start?
I've already started. I don't care how long we got, but I'm drinking right now.
I can't add up. Oh, of course, the party size is... Oh, well. Oh, that's how much money you got left after the night of food and drinking, I'm going to argue. And it's a good night. And yeah,
We've given him his box, have we?
Oh, you had... Well, Nib offers you the option to deliver the box. Garland basically gets more and more drunk, and he more than once he seems to be muttering loudly to himself without anyone realising that he wants to he's convinced that the special order is an instrument of evil, and he sees it as his last heroic act and atonement for allowing Iovis to perish, that he must destroy it. Nib seems to be getting more and more flustered by this and says, look, I assure you it isn't evil. Would it help if I showed you the contents?
Yes, that's the contents, because it's a bit concerning that he thinks it's evil.
Go with yes. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box?
There's no way anyone would say no to that, right?
Dim seems very reluctant, but eventually he basically produces a small crystal. He sort of holds it over the box for a second, and the magical seal sort of opens. Yes, what appears to be inside is, well, possibly the lassie you expected to see in there. And after a moment, after you've all seen it, and he does hold his finger up to sort of imply no one should make a sound. He closes up the box again and reseals it and says, I know you know. Inside the box appeared to be a 9-inch tall young woman. She was sleeping in there.
All right. Seal this up. That's about the end of that. We're not destroying it. We're not delivering it across something. You're gonna go ahead and tell us the whole story here.
Because
it wasn't glowing golden like in Pulp Fiction, was it?
No, very much not. But
what was in the box? Old light gleaming up, so when you look, you go.
Well, I'm afraid to say that Nib will look up at you and smile and say, well, that's a tale for another day, and I can't believe it, but you guys beat this much faster than I thought, and that's really as far as I was planning to go. So.
Only like dragons die to. Can we all die to a dragon? I wouldn't mind dying to a dragon.
Well, that's the end of the official adventure anyway, so...
And then the Dragonborn attacks us all and we die.
But I hope you enjoyed it. I can't believe I finished over 20 minutes early, which is very unusual for me. But
we did get lucky with the kill the boss in 5 seconds.
That is what happens with
75 wounds.
That is what happens with Savage Worlds. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway, especially you don't feel shortchanged.
Well, I'll talk to Nim again and say thank you once again for giving me a fun adventure. If you have more, please let me know.
Well, obviously, the whole delivering of it and thing may well happen, but I think that will be enough for one shot another day for using the proper Savage Pathfinder rules. So that'd be interesting.
You tell your friends I'm also available for weddings, funerals, birthday parties.
Thanks so much. That was great.
Oh, that's okay. I hope you all enjoyed it. As I say, yeah, I think it's better to finish early with as planned as opposed to drag it out. That's it. But I'm glad I finished early rather than overrunning. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then please let me know why not you didn't.
And Walker said if you're ever running another one, Doswell runs one every other Saturday, Savage Worlds. What's coming up this coming Saturday, Doswell?
Flash Gordon at the moment. Flash Gordon on the 24th. And with a plan to do a mini campaign. And when I say mini campaign, there will be one shots, but they will be linked, if that makes sense. Of a bunch of, but that will be Rippers set in the Nordics. Basically, I'm taking the Vaesen role-playing game, which is very much about fairies, myths, and legends in Nordics, and just throwing it at Rippers. So that's coming, but it's taking me longer to actually get it in a state where I want to run it than I planned. So let's just say for now we're probably looking at next Saturday on the 24th will be Flash Gordon, and then the one after that, which will be the 8th of May, will either be Rippers, or I may end up, because someone wanted it and they didn't get it last time, maybe I'll come up with a good Deadlands Noir campaign, seeing as we haven't done a Deadlands Noir. So I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions or anything else, please hang around. Otherwise, thank you very much, guys.
Very fun. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
And for those we hadn't played with before, it was nice meeting all of you.
It certainly was.
Yes, you too.
I say it was a lot of fun, guys. Biggest problem with a bigger party I find in Savage Worlds is there's less chance to do stuff. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway.
It was super fun. Thank you.
That's okay. And as I say, you're all most welcome to the Saturday one shots. So just turn up and play. So you're all welcome to come along. And if you want some more information, just drop me a line. I think you got my email and my Discord from the chats. And any questions or anything, let me know. But thanks very much, guys.
Thank you so much for
You're most welcome.